Konnichiwa minasan, selamat datang diucapkan untuk anda yang mengikuti sesi ini secara langsung dan juga anda yang menonton setelah live stream ini. Berakhir ke sesi kolaborasi STOMACHOFCHAOS bersama laman pop culture suka ramai BuzzPopTV. Seperti biasa, saya Kudo Maharizu dari laman blog STOMACHOFCHAOS.com bersama para panelis dari BuzzPopTV yang akan memberi reaksi dan ulasan siri anime BLEACH 1000-Year Blood War. Episod 1 ke 10 yang disiarkan di laman streaming Netflix, Disney Plus dan E01 Plus Ultra setiap malam Isnin. So bersama saya panelis malam ini terdiri daripada lidah aku keluar ini. Anime sensei dan isekai waifu hunter Andri Alwi. How are you today?
I'm okay. Selalunya saya akan cakap macam-macam. Betul saya akan cakap
Okay.
Itu my hello and respect for Team Morocco for placing fourth in the World Cup.
Yeah. Okay, right. and dan juga kaki buku and read or die. Jamal Rastan. Welcome him to his he's been with BuzzPop for a while, but this is debut appearance in the so-called anime division of BuzzPopTV. How are you today? And
I'm good. I'm still recovering from a really bad round of influenza last week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was just on my bed at the back. Memang I felt miserable. Sekarang I still haven't recovered my taste yet.
I can listen your voice a bit nasal
kan?
juga.
Ada, yeah.
Yeah. And then kalau tidak kita patut join by our anime kaki Shazli American, and unfortunately there's something in the air. I think unfortunately he's down with something as well. So kita doakan syafakallah kepada Shazli and hope he gets better soon. Odaijini as they say in Japan. So untuk makluman anda yang belum pernah mengikuti sesi ulasan kami, perbincangan kami akan mengandungi spoilers yang berkait dengan episod yang diulas. Unless we have to really delve into spoilers yang jauh sikit, we'll give you a warning. You can switch off your audio if you like. Dan juga kepada anda yang menonton sesi ini setelah live stream ni berakhir, sila langgan kepada laman YouTube STOMACHOFCHAOS dan BuzzPopTV supaya anda tidak ketinggalan untuk menonton live stream kami yang akan datang. Dan jangan lupa tenyeh butang like. Anyway, so anda mungkin notice kami macam rush sikit. Tapi tahu kan malam ni pukul 11 malam ada apa kan. So
kita orang, aku tak keluar tengok bola. So I don't think we are in a rush because I don't think
because I don't want to rush it. I don't want it to go berjela either. But but that's why we are starting it.
Jangan risau. No rush. Sebab I think kita ada 10 episode and it's Bleach back after how many years Henry?
10 years.
10 years, 10 tahun kan? So, ada banyak benda kita kena ungkit.
Okay. Sempat batuk kau. Anyway, kita pergi ke segmen kita yang pertama seperti biasa, reaksi satu ayat. Okay, reaksi satu ayat.
Kudo, aku nak cakap something sebab aku baru try anime kan. Aku tak puas hati lah kau punya countdown punya screen tak ada Dragon Ball Z ataupun Fist of the North Star ataupun Macross. Macross ada. Yes. Just
to nak piss people off. Kau dah tengok nombor 2 aku siapa?
Nombor 2 tu perasan. Nombor 2
tu anime yang orang macam very popular dan bukannya bersubstance.
Aku tak kisah. Sebab nombor 1 kau tu aku tak sangkal. Nombor 1 tu kalau ada orang question, aku question orang tu. Tetapi aku just macam asal 2 tu tak ada. For me.
Tak, pasal aku tak tengok dan tak baca.
Okay, fair. I think that's fair. Okay, that's fair. I give you that.
Itu je lah. Itulah. Nanti kita akan touch this subject because obviously this is a subject that I have touched. Kalau boleh kita nak ulang balik subjek-subjek ni, especially with this IP, because pada penonton yang mengikut BuzzPop, saya ada 2 video 26 minit 22 minit ada benda tu je. Kalau kita ulang balik boleh, tapi macam aku dah ready dah. So anyway, so reaksi satu ayat daripada saya. You have been missed and you haven't disappointed. So let's give it to our first reaction daripada Jamal. Go ahead, dude.
Aku lupa how much I miss Bleach. But at the same time, itu the first 6 episodes. Lepas Genyurusai Yamamoto mati, lepas habis tu tengok the remaining episode sampai 10, aku macam yelah, sebab itulah aku mengamuk masa the last 2 arcs of Bleach. So itu adalah reaksi satu ayat aku.
Faham.
Yeah,
as I said,
aku one thing I feel that aku sangat biased bila aku rate Bleach adalah dia punya visual storytelling, specifically dia punya action sequences dan dia punya set piece punya panels. Aku rasa Taitai Kubo along with siapa Jojo Bizarre Adventure punya mangaka? Selalu lupa. Hari, tolong Hari.
Please. Jojo mangaka. Sekejap aku Google. Malunya. Araki.
Yes. Okay. For me, Taitai is his generation punya Araki. Walaupun dia punya fashion punya dia tak fashionable gila babi, dia tak overdo it because that's not his style. He's very subtle with his lines. But visually dia adalah seorang, he is more of a designer than a mangaka at some points. So aku sangat appreciate benda tu lah. So bila kau tengok his panels yang kalau kau baca, kau tengok dalam manga, masa manga tu keluar dulu, macam wow, especially macam dalam arc Hueco Mundo, bila Ichigo punya holification, lepas tu dia lawan Ulquiorra tu, I thought that was just fucking awesome lah. Like the biggest baddest shit I've seen up to that point. Jadi bila kau nampak benda-benda macam tu translated into animated panels yang specifically masa Genryusai Yamamoto punya battle, yang dia dah bankai semua tu, tengok-tengok alamak dia lawan dengan some doppelganger. Some of the animations were like rivaled the Boruto episode when Naruto and Sasuke lawan dengan Otsutsuki tu So that kind of level of animation on a weekly episode. So benda-benda tu kau tengok, kau rasa macam you feel a rush of emotions balik tau, macam damn man, this rush of nostalgia, a lot of things. So those are the great things about Bleach. And then bila things settle down, you go back to the story and then macam okay, alright Taitai, kau kena pergi kelas.
I know I'm supposed to give the floor to Andri, tapi sekejap. Tapi dia tengoklah. Aku as a fan, I like the crap part as well. But that's me, I guess.
I think for Bleach kan, Bleach punya fans, aku rasa especially in Japan, adalah fans yang macam we take the bad with the good. But because the good is very high, we really, you cannot fault us for really maki about the bad.
Exactly.
Because the good is like, kau tak jumpa good yang macam ni in the same generation. So dia jadi marah macam tu.
Yelah, because and also I mean if you look at people who are very pro Bleach anyway, or you watch any YouTubers who are very into Bleach, Bleach any YouTubers, dia bukannya praise 100%. Dia criticize macam benda yang sama, macam apa, for example Shaz or Andri would criticize. So macam it's not deaf on their ears. But anyway, before we go on, let's go on to Andri for your appraisal on this. I'm sure we have heard your views, but just for the sake of this. No, he has. Not. Yeah, he has. But
okay. When I first saw this new Bleach, right? It was they went out guns blazing lah. The higher pace, more serious tone, and for the first 6-7 episodes, kan, everything was awesome. Everything was 9 and 10s. And then yang this previous episode opening kan, oh shit, we're back to the old Bleach 7 years ago. The only thing missing kan Kon terbang and screaming golden or something like that tau. You have to understand Bleach, right? I like Bleach, which is why I'm very critical about what I'm going to say right now. I think it's the in anime fandom, right? It has the most they believe they own shit, they own hype too much lah. Titik Kubo. The power levels do not make sense. There's no sense of reasoning. And then it's like every character is either a Marisu or a Matistu now. I tell you honestly, they are born to become the most powerful swordsman, and Ichigo is basically the worst. Currently he's the representation anime character in history now. He's everyone. He's a Quincy, he's a Hollow, he's a Shinigami. He's everyone. Yeah.
Kita nak ajak orang tengok, bukan nak spoil kita.
This thing happened already. It happened.
Ada setengah orang baru tengok, ada orang setengah baru tengok. Tak apalah dah lepas. Tak apa. Sila sambung.
Okay. He's everything. If Ichigo if Bleach kan is made into Netflix kan, he'll be white, black, Latino, Muslim, Arab, Korean, everything now. He's basically that character now. He's a male, female, transgender, binary.
Are you done?
I stop here and then we continue later lah. But you know what I'm saying lah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So because I mean, as the host, and unfortunately, I mean, I'm not going to judge where Jamal sits on all this, but we'll hear his views.
I have a short.
Yeah, let me go first. Yeah.
Not mine is not a response. Mine is an addition. So you can kind of feel where I stand after this.
Okay, go ahead. Cepat.
On top of what Andri says, at the same time, Ichigo can be very one-dimensional as a character.
Yeah,
exactly.
Tak ada growth.
Dude has no flaws. He's good in study. He's a delinquent.
Lepas tu dia tak ada growth. Dia macam daripada first episode sampai last episode, first episode kita macam, oh, dia nak jadi Shinigami sebab dia nak balas dendam mak dia kena bunuh dengan Hollow. And then for the rest of the 700 issues, tak ada petik pasal mak dia mati langsung. Tak ada mak dia jadi motivation. Zero. Tapi at the same time, macam Adi cakap tadi lah, dia lah Shinigami, dia boleh full bright, full bring. Dia lah Hollow. Lepas tu punya mak dia juga Quincy, tapi mak dia bukan sebarang Quincy, bapak dia pula bukan sebarang Shinigami. Like and then dalam semua tu, okay lah, kau paling power lah. Kau punya weapon Getsuga Tensho, itu satu je. Itu je.
Ya, korang nak weakness. That's his weakness lah. One
trick pony.
One trick pony. I was gonna go one trick donkey, but I said that's the wrong animal.
Dia tak donkey lah. Okay lah, you know what? Dia bukan one trick pony, dia bukan one trick donkey. He is a one trick stallion. Let's give him that. He is a stallion. Let's give him that. Okay, but dia one trick lah.
One trick pony.
Dia one trick lah.
Okay, tak apalah. Since we are going to start
now. Ari, you know what? On top of all that, kita ingat dia punya pedang satu je. Last at the end, dia sampai tak
lagi.
Kena lagi dua. Yang boleh combine jadi satu.
Oh, best part. Dia punya original pedang kan, dia punya ada human form. It looks like Jesus.
Zangetsu yang asal. Yeah, looks like
Jesus. Jesus from Cowboy Bebop punya movie tu.
Okay, right.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, you're done. Tak adalah. Okay.
Aku mengekek tu gelak dia.
Okay. Kau kata tak ada character development, tapi development dia very simple. Bukan Shinigami nak bunuh. Well, in a way it's related to his mother's death, but it's more to do with he wants to protect his friends. Itu je. It's very simple. Banyak orang turn off. Banyak orang turn off by that because in those days when Bleach came out, you know, other protagonists punya apa, kan, hala tuju dia, aku nak jadi raja segala pirate, aku nak whatever lah, benda-benda yang far-fetched. And then bila kau dapat orang macam, alah, kau nak protect kawan kau je, gila je bosan. I mean, a lot of people don't want to watch anime for normal day-to-day kind of. Okay lah, aku bukannya analyst gila babi ke apa, tapi aku tengok macam because if you think about it, when he started, he didn't give a monkeys about protecting other people. He doesn't care about things sangat. But at the end of the day, when he lost his power after he performed the Mugetsu.
No. He does have a protection thing going on, because in the first episode kan, he was helping out all these dead spirits kan coming into the terms.
Yes.
Yeah, so they can move on.
Tapi dia tak macam, takkan kau tengok dia tak ada macam he
no, because he wasn't he was never put in a position where he really needed to protect his friends, because they were not threatened by anything he couldn't handle. Anything that happened was in school. So dah dia delinquent yang pandai, dia bukan ketua pelajar je. So kalau dia, aku rasa manga
aku tahu dia macam pandai lah, tapi tak adalah ketua pelajar.
Tak jelah. Sebab kita nak I'm going along with Unreal's team of dia ni semualah dia kan.
Yalah,
dia
because
bukan ketua pelajar je kan.
Dia lah Ultraman, dia lah Power Ranger.
Kubo Taito dia dulu pernah duduk Malaysia, dia suka tengok gila-gila remaja. Mana salah? Mana? Hati kau keras.
Betul dia tengok ni. Dia tengok scene Roy lawan tumbuk kamera. Jangan kau. But yeah, I mean he was never put in that position until he became the accidental substitute Shinigami. So bila he was put in that situation,
it wasn't accidental though. It was a part of Aizen's plan.
Of course, I mean at that point in time we didn't know lah kan. But for him, he didn't know lah. So we followed his journey at that point because he was trying to figure out who the fuck is Rukia, one. Why the fuck is it me, two. And then, aku boleh buat semua benda ni. So everybody was following that and discovering a lot of the lore at the same time. So benda tu tak jaring. So we did not consider that as his arc starting, and we can give any mangaka a pass if your first 150 issues is just setting up those kind of shit. But after that, after dia dah rescue Rukia, okay, kau dah tak ada Shinigami power, and then dia kata, hi.
After Aizen, you mean?
Tak. Lepas dia save Rukia, kan dia hilang power dia, and then tiba-tiba dia boleh, dia ada affinity because of Fullbring tu. And then macam,
after Aizen yang dia hilang power.
Tak, yang Fullbring tu, dulu.
Save Rukia.
When he rescue Rukia.
Hueco Mundo Araka Aizen
I'm referring to when he was not substitute Shinigami anymore at that point for a short while after he saved Rukia. I'm referring to that part. So my point is, for us, for many of us, especially for the character, that was when his real character arc should have started lah. Because that is where, okay, whatever charm that we had.
Aku bukan ni jap. Fullbring punya arc bukan lepas Rukia kena save tau.
I might get my terms wrong, tapi yang dia kan at one point lepas dia
save Rukia, I know. Itu season 16.
Tak, I don't go by season. I go by the
manga dia ikut order. Betul. I'm not playing around.
No, I'm not saying that you're playing around, but then because he has to rescue Rukia first. After he rescued
lepas
Rukia,
dia rescue Rukia, obviously he was injured like crazy because there's much that he was using it. But then dia recover balik and he went back to school. And then masa dia kat sekolah, dia terjumpa the Vizards.
The Vizards, and lepas Vizards tu Hueco Mundo.
And then lepas tu
okay. So lepas tu okay, my pocket.
Yeah.
So we exclude the Fullbring kejap. That bit lepas Rukia tu, after dia
tak hilang power dia.
Okay, fine. Let's remove that. My point is, lepas dia habis Rukia tu, whatever Bleach initially set up as that first part of him discovering Rukia and having to become a substitute Shinigami, benda tu dah habis dah. So apa-apa yang, if we do not like the series, we should drop the series at that point in time. If we love the series, we decide to continue. So that is where the character should have started going like, okay, so now who is Ichigo Kurosaki really is? Siapakah kawan-kawan dia ni? That is when it should start. But if you notice, at that point in time, kita dah, after the Vizards, then we go to Hueco Mundo. That's when we started seeing the power level punya ni lah, where It's just meeting another bigger and stronger opponent, meeting another bigger stronger opponent, meeting another bigger stronger opponent. That does not necessarily fit into his arc because there was no arc established. He just happened to be like, oh, I'm like the Destiny's Child. I don't know about it, but hey, everybody's story happens to have to come through me. So dia jadi macam that is the story of Bleach lah.
One thing aku agree to the criticism is in fact lepas dia rescue, in a way we call that the Soul Society arc when we rescue Rukia. After that,
aku suka panggil Rukia arc sebab
it is very protracted. It took them, I think it took him 4 years to finish that story sampai dia belasah Aizen tu. Itu aku agree lah, panjang gila. And then masa tu lah kita dah mula nampak masalah dekat anime pasal he can only draw so much, and then studio duk macam come on lah, okay, kita orang buat filler, and then mulalah boboh filler just to add to the kebencian and that kind of shit. So
I think yang kesiannya adalah filler yang diletak tu is not in a lore that has been canonized by Taite himself earlier. So katakanlah dia dah siap lore tu canonized, tapi dalam manga lore tu tak masuk arc. Dia mention sana sini je. So bila dia nak buat filler arc tu, okay, kita ambil lore ni yang kau tak expand pun dalam manga kau, yang secondary, okay lah, kita jadikan filler arc. Then at least the manga readers would have felt like macam okay lah, now I have an excuse to watch the anime. But that was not the case lah. So
because there's a lagi ada pun, as you rightly pointed out, because he wasn't in the picture at all. I mean, although in my experience, there's not many studios yang allow the writers, I mean the original source writer to be in the
Bedah.
Unlike the current arc, which is he's really involved in it, unlike before. But again, masa dulu pun bukan nak marah studio Piro kenapa awak tak panggil dia, because dia pun tengah sakit kepala nak bagi habiskan cerita dia. Mana masa aku nak pergi studio nak kacau kau. And bearing in mind that this Japanese anime it still is the same for Bleach then than it is now. I think I've mentioned this before in a previous iteration of BuzzPop. Masa tu aku belum start doing my own anime division yet. Masa tu kita tengah cakap pasal Spy Family, in which how they have a thing called production committee. A production committee is basically a bunch of entities that acts as a producer for any series. So with you have to bear in mind, Bleach punya producers, some of them bukan calang-calang. So satu Shueisha, which is obvious because Shonen Jump. The other one is Dentsu. Dentsu is one of the biggest advertising
agencies in the world.
In the world, if not Japan. Kalau kawan aku dulu sebelum dia sekarang doing whatever he's doing, he was a Dentsu exec in Malaysia, and then dia tengok Bleach. Masa tu zaman download tau. Lepas tu kawan Jepun dia kan kata, you shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. That is stealing. Have you got the latest episode? Because zaman dulu mana ada internet nak tengok streaming kan. So he's Japanese, he was a fan and he wanted to watch, tapi dia marah member aku dulu tu. Minta episode yang aku tengok. Just so because you can imagine the pressures and obviously the studio Piero. So obviously the pressures lah, diorang lah yang decide, okay lah kita bubur lah Bounto lah, whatever.
If they decided going down that road, right, that means they have made a bad judgment, because because if you notice kan, after certain seasons kan, Bleach macam they lost dia punya direction now. Yes. Yeah. When you talk about the Shinigamis kan, they're supposed to fight the Hollows tau, but then the Hollow is they treat it like the pest tau, you know, instead of a real threat tau. Padahal in reality, right, they still remain a threat. For some reason now it's like society ada macam a treaty with Tia Haribel and the other forces dekat Hokkaido tau, if I'm not wrong, by the end of the 17th season. Is that what happened?
I'm not aware of the treaty. Okay, I'll just correct one.
I think bukan treaty lah. It's like it's not official lah. I think what Henry is trying to say is like somehow tiba-tiba boleh ada macam some kind of an understanding. That means there's less animosity, instead of the fact that society, you need to maintain balance Maintaining balance means you kena bunuh hollow. That is why Soul Society is there.
Yeah, and which is what.
Hold on, I'm not finished. They made Society said, okay, hollows are evil because of the whole thing here. But for some reason, orang apa dekat Hueco Mundo kan, a lot of them kan retain dia punya individuality. And decent people. Apa nama tu yang Niel, apa yang kecil tu?
Niel lah yang boleh jadi besar tu kan.
Number 3.
Number 3, yeah.
She's basically either a stepdaughter or stepsister for Ichigo right now. Apa depending on dia punya size badan. So there's no way apa Ichigo, our hero kan, is going to declare war on all hollows now because he knows kan some hollows kan are good people. So either society is lying or there's some plot apa defect for the whole series.
Okay. Aku punya argument is that Soul Society is there to as Jamal correctly pointed out, is to maintain balance, the spirit level balance. Spirit level sounds wrong. That's architectural term.
Spirit population.
Yeah. Because unlike the Quincy's, they eliminate the spirit totally without causing the imbalance. But aku rasa because macam dia tak akan kacau kalau the hollows keluar dari Hueco Mundo. Dia memang duduk Hueco Mundo. Suka hati dia lah dalam hutan. Kalau rimau masuk kampung, kau baru tembak. Kalau rimau tu duduk dalam kampung, apa kau dah tembak? I think that's my view on how. I think that's pretty cool. How you say? No, because Hueco Mundo is
the hollow punya world.
Hollow / Arangka world. It's of no consequence to the society because dia tak kacau. The balance that they look at is when the hollow keluar daripada Gaganta, using the Gaganta masuk dunia kita. Kacau.
Okay. Fair enough. But the law itself kan is a bit confusing. Okay, humans when they die, right, they became either hollow or they go to Soul Society, correct?
Betul.
Depending on how. Okay, go ahead.
They die.
Okay, if they go to Society, they would become ryokai, live in Society, betul kan? And if they are similarly strong, they become Shinigami, or part of
if they apply to become one. Yep, go ahead.
Or part of the God 13.
Okay.
So we know that all the Shinigami can be killed because Quincy dah bunuh berapa banyak kan. So what happened to dia punya soul? Do they disappear like that or do they?
Shinigamis are not humans. They are already souls. So
yeah.
They don't.
Dia mati.
Dia mati.
It's gone.
So
okay.
It's not the physical form.
Okay, it's a okay. I'm not. I don't admit to be an expert in Shintoism or whatever, but a lot of this thing is based loosely on their belief system. But there's also a lot of things applied to the world of Soul Society according to how feudal Japan was like in the past. So dia macam ni je. Kau mati, potong tu masuk. Kira society senang, it's afterlife. Tapi katalah kau dengan bini kau mati dalam kereta, kau tak mati sekali. You can be separated like crazy. Take one example, isteri kepada Kuchiki Byakuya. When she died with Rukia, they were separated. So when he married, as much as he is from the noble house of Kuchiki, dia macam break the rule sikit. He married. I think nama kakak Rukia nama Hisana. And then she died. And obviously then Hisana told, I had a daughter in dunia biasa sebelum aku mati. Tolong cari Rukia. So when his wife died, dia cari tengah mati because dia bukan macam jumpa awak di pintu syurga. Sorry, it's like a lottery. Kau duduk 80 distrik, kau duduk 56 distrik. So that's how it works. Just to add another dimension to how it works as well, bab balancing of ni, how feudal it is, they have no qualms in eliminating a population of Rukongai if they think that the balance is not correct. So they could just collect you together and bunuh. Memang lah, kejamnya, jahatnya, tapi that's how it is in our society. Who are you to tell us? So that's because masa if you look at first episode for this arc, when they just realized all these hollows disappearing and the balance ni, I think Mayuri gave the order, you better get rid of a few.
That
Because
sector,
dalam Rukonggai pun dia ada kasta lagi. Ada
Betul.
setengah tu boleh ada rumah semua, setengah tu kasut pun tak ada, baju pun tak ada. That kan, they just collect you, they just kill you lah. The thing is, after you die in Rukonggai, I think it's a bit weird. Kau ingat afterlife kau hidup selama-lamanya. Tak, you can still die. You will live and but tapi kesian lah, macam as I said, berbalik kepada cerita macam kalau ibu dengan anak nak mati at the same time ke, suami isteri ke atau keluarga mati sekali dalam car accident ke, bila kau sampai Rukonggai, you may not find each other until you die again. Anyway, shall we get on to the first episode? I mean,
sure.
I'm not okay. Oh my god. Orang semua takut nak bagi contribution ke dalam chat. Ada satu je. Royal Guard. Jangan takut. Join.
Royal Guard best.
Royal Guard. Anyway, so what I've done is we're not doing 10 episodes. It's crazy. Like divided, tapi kita boleh loosely talk about the 10 episode. I've divided it according to apa panggil? Just four segments. Anyway, okay. Segmen pertama kita, I arbitrarily chose Karakura-Cho. So Karakura-Cho atau Karakura City is a fictitious city in Western Tokyo. Mengikut to some eagle-eyed fans, diorang pernah nampak in one scene from a previous episode where it's located is somewhere near Yokohama. Yokohama is pretty much on the west side of Tokyo, on the west side of the bay. Karakura. Okay. And then just kepada penonton yang baru nak ikut Bleach, pekan ni merupakan hometown kepada our protagonist Ichigo, Kotaki dan kawan dia. Dan kawasan ini di bawah bidang kuasa Division 13 yang at the moment di bawah Captain Kitake Jushiro, division kepada Rukia Kuchiki. So bila saya cakap dia bidang kuasa ni, maknanya kalau ada apa-apa hollow activity, Division 13 lah settle. Tapi kalau untuk area Karakura-Cho ni, Mama Afro tu, tak ingat nama dia apa. Kan kalau Mama Afro bibi tebal. So dan just a quick historical trivia to this story is 100 tahun yang lalu Urahara Kisuke dan juga sekumpulan visor dari Bedah Society dan menetap di sini. So anyway, let's go to our first area lah. I mean, aku tak buat soalan because it's so many things happening. We can just loosely talk about it and just move on lah. So basically, we're just going to talk about the Hollows disappearing, arrival of the new Karakura-Cho Shinigami Patrol from Seireitei. So kita mula-mula diperkenalkan dengan dua watak baru bernama Madarame Shino, adik kepada Madarame EQ. Abang dia ada the same headdress, if I'm not mistaken, and Yuki Ryunosuke. So obviously you can see that they've started their duty here as per usual, tapi faced with the onslaught of a number of hollows. And I think part ni pun diorang macam buat macam little showpiece just to introduce everybody back into the fold lah dari segi episode. So what have you guys got any views on or feelings with regards to how they presented this part of the episode? Anyone want to start first?
I think I'll go first very quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing that aku susah nak cakap pasal Bleach kalau aku tak compare dengan Naruto. And I'm not even a Naruto fan, tapi over the years I've been huge admirers of Naruto punya world building specifically lah. And the storytelling, the way dia bukan susun, the way dia pandai cari tempat dan nak introduce elements in the world building so that dia boleh activate elements tu whenever in a plot line, when benda tu dekat to then tell story ataupun bagi exposition. So Bleach, Taitai Kubo punya storytelling style bukan macam tu. In that sense, Taitai Kubo is very 80s 90s anime, shonen anime punya mangaka. I write good action, I draw good shit, and I have great silhouettes. Itu Taitai Kubo punya, for me lah, punya some of his key characteristics. So bila engkau tukar arc, kau nak masuk arc baru, Taitai Kubo dia susah nak cari connective tissue nak start a new arc tau. So if you notice, every time he starts a new arc, it will be some 3 months later. It will be some random, hey, Chad, are you going to picnic with us? Dia akan, okay, on a random day on the street where everything is fine and the weather is sunny. Dia macam tu. So dia tak reti nak macam sambung. Dan aku rasa tadi masa kau mention masa anime Bleach started having fillers because Taitai tak sempat tak cukup prolific, tak cukup laju. That is his struggle lah. Dia tak ada dia punya support system, editorial team dia tak macam tu, ataupun dia personally tak boleh nak work dengan orang macam tu, or dia bukan kerja macam tu. Dia tak boleh plan out dia punya how he's going to lay everything out. Means dia boleh plan out as in aku punya story beats, aku punya narrative checkpoints, tapi dia tak boleh nak plan out the issues and stuff like that. Jadi every time Bleach starts a new arc, kau akan dapat a very macam, okay, it's a new arc. Sebab macam, okay, pada hari ini 3 bulan selepas perkara ini berlaku, pada hari yang sangat cerah, tiba-tiba Ichigo sakit kaki. Dia macam tu. Dia akan start macam tu. So jadi bila benda ni berlaku, 10 year, bila kita tengok anime ni 10 tahun selepas habis semua bla 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 bla, kita rasa a sense of disjointedness. Sebab engkau dah lah 10 tahun lepas kau last buat appearance. Bila kau buat appearance sekarang, kau memang ambil arc yang betul. Your start is strong dan kau memang follow the source material betul. Tetapi bila source material tu start at such an arbitrary point dengan karakter-karakter yang kau tak ada connection with, so bila kau tengok benda tu, kalau kau tak biasa dengan Bleach, kau akan macam, okay, I'm gonna see what Bleach is all about. That's it. Faham tak? Kau tak rasa sangat macam kita dah ada investment, kita dah ada nostalgia, kita dah ada sentiment, so senang. Tapi I still feel a bit of that lah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sebelum I bagi Andri the floor, I agree
I'm
with
done.
you.
That's
No, don't worry about it. You can talk as much as you want, but I just wanna bump it. Personally, yes, you're correct. Tapi kalau itu hanya perbezaan dari segi penceritaan, depending on who the writer is, as much as there is some criticism, but again, it's not wrong.
It's not major.
I mean, I'm not a writer, but it's not a major storytelling.
It's not a major thing, tak.
Yeah.
Cuma aku this is not a critical thing lah. Katakanlah orang kata macam, oh, Bleach keluar balik, aku ada member dulu duk bising-bising Bleach ni best lah. Aku nak tengok Bleach 1000 Year Blood War. Wow, macam gempak apa. Dan dia mengharapkan episod pertama ni macam wow. Dan jikalau dia tak terasa sebegitu, dia tak terasa wow sangat, I will be the one telling him chill. Sebab dia bila dia start arc baru, dia memang akan macam ni.
But all the shenanigans is in the first episode though. We didn't have to wait. We didn't have to wait for 5 episodes before.
That is thankful. Sebab and aku personally suka the fact that dia give a solid 2.5 episodes
to re-establish. Yeah.
Bukan to re-establish, for Yamamoto to have
that one.
So previously kalau kita tengok, dia macam kau boleh agak-agak congak tau. 3-4 isu satu episod, 3-4 isu satu episod roughly. Kan kalau kau buat average. Tapi this one, sebab I went back to episode 481 to follow to match dengan episodes tu. Bila aku tengok balik, dia macam tak ikut sangat. So satu episode anime, dia mungkin just 1 or 2.
Ada setengah tu dia macam buat macam tu pun.
Dia buat macam tu je. Dia tak ambil the full issues.
And dia tak
bubuh manga,
semua.
which is great. Dia tak bubuh semua, which is great. Sebab kalau kau dah baca manga dan kau tengok anime ni, bila kau dah baca manga last arc ni, kau approach last arc ni dengan penuh stress tau, penuh anxiety. Sebab macam, sial lah, satu Bleach nak habis. Tapi you have a lot of feels bad from the previous arc and the way Aizen arc ended. Jadi kau rasa macam okay lah. Jadi kau nampak benda ni dengan penuh kelemahan, dengan penuh macam-macam lah berkecamuk perasaan kau. Tetapi bila dia buat jadi anime, dia macam okay lah, bila aku baca manga 4 page ni macam lewah lah. So aku tak masuk dalam anime. Tak payah masuk dalam anime. Ni pendek je benda ni. So it's good lah. It's good in that sense. The adaptation so far for the first 10 episodes ni memang solid lah. Pacing wise very nice. Kau tak rasa ada episode macam boringnya.
Okay.
I mean eventually ada tapi macam for the most part tak ada lah. For the most part tak ada.
Anyway, before I give the floor to Andri for his views on this, a lot of things, I mean, it's kind of easier to look at it retrospectively with your retrospectoscope, because in the times when Bleach anime had lots of problems 10 years ago, as much as it's not the fault of Kubo being slow or whatever, it's the fault of how quick an episode will catch up. I mean, Kishimoto had the same problem with Naruto. Naruto had its slew of shit fillers as well.
Episodes,
Aku tak tengok One Piece, so I do not know how Oda does it. According to some people, they actually fit the fillers in between tau. Jadi macam organic, tak nampak. Whereas macam Bleach, nah kau satu filler, 3 bulan. Tengoklah kau cerita bodoh kambing ni. You know, it's like bodohnya aku nak tengok semua ke. So it depends on the studio, it depends on how far they are from the and pada penonton yang kurang arif, it's not, saya dah sentuh benda ni dalam in the past anime news bites, that this time seperti kebanyakan IP lain di mana manga cerita dia either very far ahead atau dah habis. Macam Demon Slayer for example is the best example. Dah habis. Diorang buat 3 tahun sekali pun boleh because dah habis. Tak payah nak risau nak buat cantik-cantik, nak buat cerita pacing macam mana boleh buat. Tapi masa zaman Bleach dulu, cepat sikit. Bubuh lah kau cerita bodoh macam ni. Tapi sekarang Kubo Taito is actually, you know, hands-on betul-betul with the studio di atas permintaan Studio Pierrot himself. They sat down together. He even altered certain. Obviously dia dah buat lah dialog dia dalam manga, tapi seperti biasa bila kau diadaptasikan ke dalam something for broadcast, you will still need somebody to write the script. And obviously in the staff meeting they'll say, that doesn't feel right, and then Kubo would suggest, why don't we change it like this, and they say, bloody hell, that sounds right, because it's coming from the author, and then he's made certain request macam ini korang sure gelaknya, kurangkan sikit komedi bodoh, tapi korang macam tapi baru ni 3 episod. Tapi aku rasa kan benda macam tu untuk akulah, Bleach kalau tak ada con, tak best lah. Tak ada mata terbeliak, tak best lah. Tak ada bontot Rukia, tak best lah. Come on lah. Tapi the fact is also, setengah watak dia orang semua tu tak betul, tak center. So the Zanpakuto Squad Zero guy, if he's not, what, do we want to get rid of him? Then we don't have that part of the story. But it is minimized though, because cerita ni is a bit more serious. And Kubo pernah cakap, dia kata masa kami buat anime dulu tak ada I mean ada kekangan dia dari segi broadcast, banyak mana kita boleh tunjuk. Sekarang because actually dia cakap masa dia buat the start of the 10,000 year Blood War arc on manga, the Aizen the full bring arc baru habis, and then they cancelled the anime. And then when he was doing this, he was telling himself, tak apalah, sekarang aku dah nobody's breathing down my neck. I can finish my story the way that I want it to be. I mean, you've not seen people's head getting chopped off with blood coming out and all that before kan, and we see it now. But obviously kita tengok sekarang punya orang panggil cerita rasa TV sekarang dah berubah pun. Sekarang Tapi at the same time, he's written this 4 years ago. So, no holds barred. So, I'm really looking forward to see what we're going to do. So, sorry, Andri, for panjang jela. But anyway, we can even, if you want to talk a bit about this, or go on to the next bit, which is when you met the soldier.
Okay, it's like this. I noticed a lot of things that Tite Kubo does lah. He like to introduce new characters, mostly for comedic effect, at the cost and purpose of making Ichigo and the gang can have some sort of grand entrance lah to save them. And episode 1 is the same thing lah. They introduced these 2 Shinigamis, right? And they are inept compared to the substitute Shinigami. And they got overwhelmed by the hollows lah. Okay. And then it just sets the theme kan, that Bakugo lah. Ichigo.
Rindu mak dia
Yeah. Oh shit. Bakugo and Ichigo looks the same.
Sorry Masaki Kurosaki looks better than Bakugo's mom. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry.
Maybe it's just me, but I prefer if the first episode kan there were no new characters at the start tau. These 2 characters kan, they would be forgotten after episode 1 lah, because they have no relevance to the story, but we still have new characters. They don't even get killed off in the second episode when society kena serang. So unless they play a more major role kan in the future episodes, right, I don't think there's a purpose for them to actually be in the series in the first place tau. It would be better kan in the first episode kan we see Ichigo kan was sleeping in his bed, and then mata itu buka because he can sense the hollow, and then when the hollow kumpul at that building, and then he and his friend kumpul kill them off, make that grand entrance, it will serve the same purpose for episode 1. But no, we have to introduce new characters. Tikubo loves characters. He has like 10 characters masuk tapi tak pernah bunuh apa.
Tapi okay, aku punya counter to that is, okay fine, dia orang tak mati. Aku pun tak ingat whether they mati. I don't think they mati. Tak. But 80% of their competitors are dead afterwards. So are we doing this for the sake of, or what?
Sake of what?
Does it add depth if they die? Really? How?
No, I mean like dia macam ni. I think Andri's point is that basically when you introduce a new character, you are either adding a new element to the story, or you're adding a new element to, or you're expanding on an existing element of the story, ataupun you're introducing something else. Okay, so Kubo, he introduces new characters, tetapi you don't see them going anywhere, and they don't come back later on in later arcs. And then unfortunately pula dengan Kubo punya case, dengan Bleach punya case specifically, the entire Bleach punya story yang kita tengok ni, dia within a short span of years tau, in comparison to Naruto. And again, kenapa aku pergi kat Naruto, simple je, they are in the same decade, they are in the same time zone, time span, same era. So kalau kau tengok Naruto, in terms of Kishimoto introduce lagi bersepah karakter, but every character has some sort of relevance at one point in time, at least throughout Naruto punya ni. And Naruto span from dia punya adolescence sampai dia jadi bapa. So kau nampak dia punya breadth tu tau. So it's very jarring bila engkau dah tengok orang macam Kishimoto buat Naruto atau any other manga title shonen yang berupaya membuat benda yang Naruto dah buat, regardless if it's at the same scale or less. And then kau tengok Kubo introduce new characters, and then macam okay, the novelty wears out very quickly dengan Kubo. Sebab masa dia introduce new character around the second or the third arc, macam okay, alright, these characters happen to stick around because dia Hueco Mundo. Tapi lepas tu dia dah hilang dah. And then bila dia desperate, he just recalls them back. So he recalls the Vizards back at one point, just because sebab dah tak ada vehicle lain nak tolong dia push the plot ahead. So macam I think this is the sentiment that Andri is trying to explain lah, with regards to the two characters at the beginning of this ni.
But to be fair, right, to Tite Kubo, right, maybe I'm saying this a bit prematurely lah. It'll be different kan if that one of the Shidagami yang membutuhkan, namely maybe the female, because she seems to one with more character, right? Dia punya role kan would be more expanded after like episode 11 or 12, where she is appointed as a guide to Ichigo in defense of the society, atau nak pergi kejar all those German Quincy's. But you know, at this Stormritter, that would be different. That would be something worthwhile for the character. But if she's just like there to play the klutz in episode 1, I think it's like a waste of creative energy lah for Tikubo.
Yeah. I think unfortunately, Andri, the latter will turn out to be the case. That being said, aku rasa sambil aku dengar kau dengan Kudo tadi, aku macam terdetik. You know what? Do you know, aku baru teringat yang the time when Kubo started the second last arc, yang dia jumpa Ginjo tu. Dia jumpa dengan that was the full bring arc lah. What I'm talking about kan? Betul lah, aku ni blur. Masa full bring arc tu, that was when dia macam, kita semua tahu, semua orang pembaca Bleach masa tu dah tahu dah macam, damn, Kubo ni tengah stress ni, sebab you can literally feel he is struggling from issue to issue to write an engaging story. You know that the characters are there, you know that the panels are there, semua tu ada, tapi somehow or rather kau nampak dia dah penat nak menulis. And dia dah berulang cakap kat Twitter, kat social media, kata okay, this is the second last arc, I dah tak larat nak buat dah, I tak cuti dah berapa tahun, I penat, I sakit, macam-macam lah dia cakap. And then on top of that, the stress of yang Kudo petik tadi lah, the anime fillers piling on top of him. And orang blame studio tapi pergi balik dekat Kubo. Faham tak? Because so dia kesian kat dia tau. So bila kita sembang macam ni, we had a lot of hindsight and a 10-year break on top of that. So bila kita tengok benda ni, the fact that it is still very loyal to the source material means in a way kita kena also judge the anime punya writing yang kita tak suka, yang kita critical, back to the Kubo at that point in time lah. Masa kau tengah stress and you have to deliver the final arc to jump. Ni lah, this story was born then. So memang kena kesian kat dia sikit lah. So bila dia dah penat, this is a Kubo thing lah. Bila dia dah penat, macam Adi cakap, dia akan ulang lah. So aku introduce karakter baru.
Just to add to what Jamal is saying, and Jamal is perfectly right, because considering the fact that this last arc is 55 to 74 volumes, satu volume ada berapa episod? I don't know, 8
20
satu episod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. About 10. Okay. About 10. Okay. One of this
has 55
to 74. So he was a lot of people say he was pressured into stopping. The answer is memang dia nak habiskan cerita tu in that manner, but he was, as you say, not well, blah blah blah. And he himself pun, a lot of people say, asal ending dia macam tu, asal macam ni. So there are a lot of plot holes. So in a way, aku pun bersyukur in this after 10 years dia nak buat anime ni, he's on board, he's made some changes. So let's see. I don't think he's gonna make it tukar habis sekali. I hope not lah. Like macam, sebenarnya lepas tu episod ke-18 nanti ada Superman ke, tak ada lah macam tu. Tapi macam, let's see lah. Let's see because there were quite a few things that he's changed, which we'll get to in the next bit, which is, I was hoping to talk about quickly our first introduction to, since we are talking about introduction to characters, I mean, my view is, macam those two guys yang comedic, whatever, betul. I just did a fact check. Memang betul. Dia macam lepas tu kita tak nampak lagi lah, probably. In fact, we've seen it. But aku dah bagi dia orang nama pasal aku sibuk cari. Untuk aku, karakter tu mungkin seperti, I don't know, the two Gamorrean guards at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. Who gives a shit who they are? They are there. The new characters we want to meet are the Squad Zero people and the Abundant Right. So it's, I think, looking at, come on lah. So
I mean the thing is, sebab dengan Kubo dia jadi pattern tau. So that's why Unri petik. Dengan Kishimoto dia tak jadi pattern. So that's why nobody ever brings it up with Kishimoto.
Yeah, but that's I'm not saying, as again, aku ni I am an apologist, but I don't see his story as being perfect either. So I macam kau cakap tadi lah, because the peaks are such that I don't give a monkey sangat lah about the loose.
If I would pay a lot of money to get the actual sketch of the panel yang Ichigo jadi holification lawan Ulquiorra first time tu, yang ada tanduk tu, I would pay a lot of money for that shit. Gila kau. The first time aku tengok benda tu, and I think I was like a year late. Sebab aku punya staff, sebab aku punya staff yang kata, "Boss, kenapa you tak baca Bleach, boss? I thought you would love Bleach." Betul, aku pun cakap Bleach saya dah tengok first episode masa keluar dekat Animax tu. Masa baru keluar dekat masa tu, I tak suka. Macam apa benda ni, nampak macam try hard. So I tak tengok. Fast forward 3 years later, dekat open house raya, cousin aku cakap, "Uncle, kenapa uncle tak tengok Bleach? Bleach best kot." Macam, ya ke? Okey lah, nanti uncle tengok lah. Tak tengok juga. Staff aku kata, boss kena baca, boss. If you like this, and if you are the boss that I know, you need to read Bleach. Aku tengok lah, aku baca lah. Aku baca 3 issue je, terus sangkut. Aku habis first 200 issues in 3 nights.
I've done that before.
Aku macam damn it. So aku memang I'm like, bila aku sampai dekat that panel Ichigo holification tu, I'm like, tak ada manga at least in the current era yang buat aku rasa macam it was breathtaking for me. Macam what the fuck. Jarang aku jarang, sebab I've read enough manga, so aku jarang macam stop kejap, baca balik manga tu from head to finish 3-4 times again, just to savor that panel. And then
too much effort, bro. Too much effort.
Tak, because that is so, aku rasa macam wow, he got lightning in the bottle in that. When he did that, he captured lightning, he put lightning in the bottle. That's how I felt lah.
Itulah. Anyway, itulah. And obviously the next bit where we were introduced to the first people from the Vandenreich. Yeah, Vandenreich. Actually, Andri, dia bukan German. What you call it?
We all know it's German.
All Quincy's are German. All Arankas are Spanish. That's the stylization. Tapi it's quite clever juga. Aku suka cara dia macam mulut kau. Sorry if there's any German. I will not fault people to wrongly pronounce stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm not perfect either.
Okay, this is my gripe with Bleach. This is my gripe with Bleach lah.
Yeah. Let it out.
Maybe it's just me, but I'm getting tired of trying to pronounce all these difficult names now. Apa the bad guy's name is Huach, the Wachenreich, the Sturmritter, the croissant, the fondue brigade, or whatever the fuck you call them lah. All of them apa? All of them nama Esperanto apa? Aku tak faham. I cannot follow up now. At least kalau Jepun kan, at least we can establish kan apa some sort of apa
Kishimoto, Yukiko.
Pada aku firmly, but this is in jest bukan serious in jest I firmly lay the blame on the feet of Araki. Sebab Bukimak macam dia lah yang bagi nama.
Araki deserves no blame on this. At least when he used the name kan, it's something that's familiar. Apa like
fair
Emporio,
Rio Speedwagon, Rio Speedwagon. Betul.
Itu nama
Jonathan
band.
Joestar, Joe. Okay, fine, makes sense.
Dia punya ponchon is for classic
but
rock.
we're talking about a bunch of Japanese people who is tied with German ancestry and powers and go with the names.
Okay lah. Probably tak apalah. Kau baik pronoun lah.
Mungkin sebab dia jadi exotic. to his eyes kot. I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize.
Tak tahulah.
I might be wrong.
Kan? Asyik baik dia pilih German. Kalau dia pilih Arab, nak tulis macam mana agaknya?
That being said, at least okay, you know what? Dia 50-50. Aku nak cakap at least it's not as bad as Akira Toriyama's Cooler Frieza. That being said, aku pula macam fikir boleh. Tapi Cooler dengan Frieza lagi okay sebenarnya kalau kau think about it.
Stop.
Lagi senang.
Lagi senang kan?
Is that why he's called Frieza?
Yeah, Frieza.
La ilaha.
Abang dia Cooler. Yeah, I am not kidding you.
And the father is King Cole.
Yeah, I am not kidding you, bro. Dia sendiri cakap in an interview. Tak
lah, tapi itulah. To everyone their own. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But thanks for letting me know. I didn't know that. I did terfikir, asal nama dia macam peti ais tapi aku senyap lah kan. Takut offend people kan. Tengoknya betul. La ilaha illallah. Anyway, so itulah. Daripada nama dia, kita tahu dia Arranca because dia Spanish. So obviously, now we've been introduced to the fact that this bunch of people are trying to do something with getting Shinigami to show their bangkais. I don't know whether we want to dwell on this as much. Would you want to go on to the next bit, which is the I mean, well, it's just a scene of them bergaduh and then
they have a device that can capture
but they cannot take his bangkai away. Tapi this guy,
because he is not a Shinigami.
Hey, come on!
He is a Shinigami and yet more.
Come on lah.
He's a Decepticon.
I will agree to you guys having issue if all this was written as a matter of after the fact.
This is the thing about Kubo yang aku cakap dia 80s and 90s punya mangaka punya style lah. Specifically his exposition punya style. And you don't see a lot of it in the first half or rather the first 2/3 of Bleach sebab we follow the visual, you follow the manga very well. The visual storytelling does a lot of the work. So kau tak rasa dia punya exposition tu memenatkan. Sebab bila kau dah macam wow, kau dah follow 15 panel of action, lepas tu kau dah puas, lepas tu kau dapatlah 3 page banyak dialog, kau dah tak kisah dah masa tu. Tapi bila dia dah sampai kat momen-momen macam ni, yang kita pun dah penat, dia pun dah penat and all that, and then dia banyak explain, kau rasa macam wah, Mamat ni memang dia punya exposition adalah dump macam tu je. So unfortunately lah. So bila later on in the season macam kau dah baca dia punya tangkobon kan, so we know lah bila you get to the parts baca dia cerita, okay, ini sejarah kau, alright, okay, dia jadi it gets dry unfortunately. But this was Kubo at that point in time lah. So sayang.
So the segment that
dia macam kalau aku macam if it was me, I would have susun it in a way where Ishida would have had something, a relic or something that reacted to Ichigo differently than it does to other Shinigamis, because Ichigo ada Quincy blood. Tapi
tahu awal lah. Tapi yelah,
you know, and then macam then it becomes a thing between Ishida and Ichigo. So then you have a justification as to why Ishida lepak dengan dia. Faham tak? Sebab then kau buatlah satu plotline di mana Ichigo menyelamatkan Ishida, then it makes more sense. Faham tak? Then Ishida, when you come to this arc, baru dia kata aku kena selamatkan Ichigo. Because kalau aku selamatkan Ichigo, aku bukan setakat selamatkan kawan aku. Aku selamatkan warisan Quincy. Aku selamatkan sejarah Quincy. Benda tu penting. Then it becomes bigger kan. Tapi
obviously as we know it is a bit slightly more not straightforward. It is straightforward, but there's more to it, to the story. But just quickly, as we now move on to this segment, just to quickly just mention something about this. This is an example. I think this is already episode 2. It's a mixture lah, 2, 3 dengan 4. So that's why I've divided it to the towns supaya kita tak confused. The bit where Uryu faces his father Ryuken about the reappearance of out of those people. Herannya because when Ichiko came back after lawan Eben kan, dia nampak I forgot the star pendant tu. So he was like, what's happening? Kepada pembaca manga yang obviously ini major spoiler tetapi benda ni boleh nampak dekat opening tau of the anime sekarang. You go like, hey, what the hell is that? It's obvious. Biasalah kan, macam kita tengok Demon Slayer Entertainment, Entertainment District, the fact that we could see the brother and sister demon but in silhouette form, kind of foreshadow. Ini dah tak foreshadow dah.
Depan dia letak.
Tapi I welcome this bit because it kind of like at least lets you into how this future thing will happen in part 2 if not part 3. Because dalam manga rasa macam tak ada explanation. Macam tiba-tiba apa pasal kau kat sini? So
dalam manga aku rasa insulted gila sial. Macam kenapa tiba-tiba kau yang sepatutnya kalau Yamamoto dah mati, kau tak ada chan lah bro. Kau tak ada chan. Yamamoto dah mati. Yamamoto bukan setakat mati yang dia kena pijak. Lepas tu macam lah, ini je explanation. Benda tu walaupun Kubo tried his best, benda tu reinforce the notion that Bleach adalah manga yang tak ada power system, di mana power system dia adalah dia jadi macam tu. Unfortunately, if he layered the introduction better or the establishing of that better, then it would not have turned out like
that. So let's hope this is doing the job that wasn't done in the manga. Hopefully lah, because this wasn't it, and that's the symbol of the Fanden Reich in that book in the middle.
Yes, betul.
So macam whoa, so people at least you can go like, what's happening now? So, itu aku lah. Andri, have you got any views on this segment of the story?
No. You're pretty much covering it. Yeah, but I have to say kan.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can't recall much of the manga, but the anime is doing a good job telling a better story than manga at this point.
Because I think biasalah with hindsight, now we've got 10 years, we've got the story's done, we've got the mangaka on board. I mean, like, what better situation to be in than right now?
Hopefully, kalau Titikubo rasa stress or want to take a break, right? I hope that he does take a break. Because if you recall kan, that guy from Hunter x Hunter, right?
Is he going off already? Dah gone dah? Is he gone now?
Tak tahu. I don't want to read because aku tak nak, bila aku baca dia stop, I have to suffer all over again.
Jamal, do you read Hunter x Hunter? I don't, but do you read Hunter x Hunter?
I read Hunter x Hunter.
No, Jamal.
Aku tak baca. Aku punya kawan masa Hunter x Hunter dah berapa tahun dah?
Lama, dia punya hiatus lagi lama.
Aku kan masa
he was around during Dragon Ball kan? It was around during Dragon Ball kan?
Something like that.
Was it?
Dia Yu Yu Hakusho dulu. Lepas tu baru
after that.
Yes. Aku punya schoolmates was like dia basically kat sekolah dia Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter, Berserk, you pilih any two of the four. Dia macam tu during my time lah, because I read it as it came out every time. So I have people yang baca Hunter x Hunter daripada zaman tu dah give up lah.
Pasal apa tau? Masa
so aku tak baca sebab aku macam I cannot because for me the setting of Hunter x Hunter was like fantasy. So aku punya fantasy, dia punya fantasy tu pula dia punya art direction dengan Dragon Ball Z lebih kurang sama sebab dia ada apa nama ni? Anthropomorphic animals kan. So macam so I went for Dragon Ball lah. So I did not read Hunter x Hunter. And then Yu Yu Hakusho I read where I did not read the manga but I finished the anime. So Berserk aku pula macam okay, this might be mature to violent, so I put it aside.
Then you are so correct. Yeah.
So aku rasa macam if I'm going to read Berserk, I think I should read Feast of the North Star first. So aku just stayed on Dragon Ball Z and I did not read Hunter x Hunter sampai sekarang. Member-member aku dah banyak drop Hunter x Hunter dah lama dah. Even those yang macam aku tunggu sepanjang hiatus ni. So I really admire orang-orang Hunter x Hunter yang tahan dan sabar. But macam this is what happens lah. So aku macam I sorry, I don't think I should even get into Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Because I will be reading
Disappointed.
it. I don't think I will be disappointed, but I think
you'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed by the time that you spend on waiting for the next issue to possibly come out or not come out now. That is the disappointment that I cannot tolerate now.
Itu satu. I think for me,
in terms of story quality, it's very, very top tier. It's a Thinkingsman anime. The powers, the text, the tactics they use is brilliant now. It's better than Kakegurui now. But it makes you wait so long. It's not worth it now. You can do a lot of things after.
Jamal, masa kita orang bedah dulu, bila Syaz dengan Andri extol the virtues of this of Togashi punya stuff kan. Lepas tu aku prepare lah shortened video of the bedah. And then aku pergilah Google. Aku tulis Hunter x Hunter hiatus. So somebody made this chart macam timetable tahun dengan bulan. Merah lagi banyak dari biru. Aku macam, babi ya banyak hiatus. Patut. So they weren't kidding. It was like some of it macam setahun lebih or whatever lah, 4 tahun ke whatever.
Setahun, 5 multiple years.
Yeah, 4 years I think. But it's like, and then the thing is when he got better, 3 petak. Betul, merah, 3 petak, merah, 5 petak, merah. So macam dia sakit, tapi macam dude, kau tak nak macam habiskan cerita tu ke?
This is the thing. Sometimes aku rasa macam sebab dia adalah mangaka generasi lama, generasi tu. So what happens is that dia punya support system and the way that he deals with this kind of disruptions is different. So the last of his kind of this mangaka's kind, meaning dia punya mungkin anak-anak dia yang muda is the Grey Man punya mangaka lah. Everybody knows the Grey Man punya the sadness that is the Grey Man lah. It promised to be the manga / anime of its time. And then dah lah dia mangaka dia perempuan. And then bila dia sakit and then tangan injured semua, then that's it.
Gone.
Then everything is just gone. So nowadays you have mangaka teams. You have an editorial team and they come into because of the whole internet semua, they come into a new manga title with like a layout of stories tau. This is no longer siapa nama ni Takehiko Inoue punya style yang macam aku tahu aku nak buat apa tapi dalam ni lah. Okay, nanti bila aku start lukis minggu ni benda tu keluar. Dia bukan dah macam tu dah. So
a lot of them have assistants lah. The team isn't exactly macam boss saya draw character. Dia macam the writer, the mangaka has already an idea, the character designs of everybody, and then everybody just okay, aku nak kau draw part yang gaduh ni and the editorial dia satu je masalahnya kat Jepun ni seorang, and then sometimes you feel like you're at the mercy of this one editor. If you got a bad editor, you're shit lah. And then sometimes editor ni pun macam buatlah macam ni, buat macam ni lagi laku because dia nak duit kan. I think we better move on because otherwise we'll be on like we have got 3 more sessions lah. But just quickly let's see what we've got from the chat. So just now we got Big Gorus. Hello Big Gorus, cakap pasal Royal Guard. And then belum lagi kategori. Hello, welcome back. Holo keluar waktu episod pertama je. Pasal keadaan kita ni dah macam ni, Holo bentuk monster. Yes. Ashraf Azman, Assalamualaikum. Saya pun susah nak baca nama diorang. Oh yeah. Have you got the German words? The
let me just advise lah. Soul Society kena serang dengan Bayern Munich.
Bodoh.
Senang cerita.
Jurgen Klinsmann. Kau ingat nama bola je lah.
Rummenigge.
Nak curi. Aku baca, I had to do a double take.
Aku baca bangkai. Aku cakap bangkai. Saya bila dia cakap mati.
Bila dia mati. Kata kita orang lawak in jazz je. Bangkai dia tak ada G ya. Bangkai tu bangkai mayat.
Ni bangkai mayat dia.
Alat curi bangkai meletup. B-A-N. And then ada cara nak sebut dia kena berhenti. Dia that goes to show my Al-Quran punya tajwid punya lack of knowledge. Dia kena bang Kai. Dia tak boleh, dia ada tengah.
Dan dia bukan dan dalam bahasa Jepun bila you pronounce, kalau ada dua vowel next to, right after each other, dia bukan baca dua-dua tau, macam kai dia bukan
dia tak ada diphthong. Dia
kena kai.
Akai.
Tapi bila dia cakap cepat-cepat, ini macam kai lah.
Lagi tu ni trivia. Jepun tak ada L, Jepun tak ada R. Dia ada antara dia tengah-tengah. So macam ramen ni, dia tak ada R, dia ramen. So that's why kalau kau dengar penyanyi ada, okay, kau minat Sheila Majid kan, Jamal? Kau ingat tak masa dia nyanyi lagu Sparkle? She sang a Japanese song, lagu city pop. Nama Sparkle.
Aku tak ingat.
Anyway, ada one line tu, dari laut, Umi Kara. Bila nyanyi, banyak Jepun bukan nyanyi Umi Kala. Kata Jepun tak ada L. Apa tak korang janji ada L? It's not Sheila Majid's fault. It is the song fault. It's a lot of singers here. Okay deh, kita akan pergi terus ke segmen yang seterusnya lepas Sheila Majid. Nanti kan cakap pasal benda lain. Ada big band show. Are you going to that? Anyway. Okay, tak pergi
pergi, InsyaAllah kalau ada rezeki aku pergi Toulouse.
France?
No, I wish.
TULUS.
Toulouse. Kalau aku pergi France, aku tak pergi Toulouse. Aku pergi I would probably go to somewhere that is close to the Basque region.
Dekat. Itu apa, ada boleh jumpa apa anjing The Forgers Bond. Anyway, Hueco Mundo. Yes. Cuando itu bahasa Spanyol. Hueco, hole, lubang, hollow, mundo, dunia hollow. So dimensi yang didiami hollow dan arangka terletak di antara dunia manusia dan soul society. So selepas obviously post Aizen, dimensi padang pasir ini sekarang dikuasai T. Haribel bekas espada nombor 3. Arangka just a little by the by Spanish for to tear off, because Arangka adalah hollow yang achieve the level of Shinigami dengan hollow dengan membuka topengnya. Okay, so sekarang kita ke episod lebih kurang 3-6 lah.
3-6
lah. So basically kita diintroduce, mungkin kepada orang yang tak tengok pun mungkin akan rasa lost kalau nak tahu apa relevance dia, tapi kalau nak tengok diorang ni sebagai just a bunch of people that got you wanted them to die, right?
They didn't.
And they died.
They didn't. They escaped.
For the love of Aizen, they escaped.
Tapi I thought they okay, mula-mula aku ingat diorang mati masa Aizen, tapi but they are alive here, but I thought but itulah kita diperkenalkan dengan apa-apa yang tinggal lah daripada zaman Aizen. Semua ni nama dia orang semua best. Korea ada, Italian ada.
Jangan, French, aku dah malas. Aku malas nak layan nama-nama ni.
Nama-nama dah. Tapi yang I think the next bit is kita juga diperkenalkan di segmen ni pasal apa? Kita diperkenalkan dengan brother ni Uruguay OP atau J. So basically ini macam apa introduction pertama kita lah, pengenalan pertama kita kepada Stern Ritter, which is askar pangkat tertinggi dalam tentera Vandenreich. Diorang semua ada huruf, diberi kod name dari A sampai Z. A tu boss diorang, tapi B onwards. So what are your views on this bit of the anime?
I think the execution is good lah.
Quite fast kan? Dia tak macam slow macam
tak ada. Dan aku appreciate how he appeared visually. So dia jadi he looks more interesting. Cuma sebab aku tak tengok the anime Bleach punya anime before this. Jadi aku Bleach aku manga all the way tau. Kecuali this season aku manga all the way. Jadi I'm so used to black and white. Jadi bila aku tengok dia lawan kat Hueco Mundo, aku macam dia punya monochromatic color scheme tu aku macam asal dull gila color ni. So it was a bit, I needed to adjust a little bit. But other than that, it was alright. I think whatever you read in the manga, you got it here, and then of course it's animated and action sequences lebih sikit.
Yeah, I think the bit where Shaz used to make fun of yang nak tarik pedang 15 episode. That's not the only anime that does that, yeah. It's not there anymore because we don't have to let's slow down this episode so that we can not catch up to the manga. Yeah, but I thought it was, bukanlah aku nak suruh dia panjangkan lagi, tapi macam, baguslah, pendek.
I mean, there are certain parts of their fight yang nampak ada explosions tu, yang pada aku sebagai peminat Dragon Ball Z, because I grew up with it. If I grew up with something else, I like something else lah. The whole dia terbang kat sini, terbang kat sini, tu pada aku Dragon Ball Z dah stamp sebab benda tu was popularized by Dragon Ball Z even if they did not create it. So dalam Bleach on panels kau tak dapat nak hayati tu sangat. Jadi bila aku tengok dekat anime dia jadi best, and the cool part is that this was when we start to see, at least in this anime, in this season, berbanding dengan, because I think I saw lah 2-3 episode of the old Bleach punya seasons on Animax ke apa ke, yang kau nampak anime dia sharp tau. So the moment dia masuk fight scenes, action sequences dia, anime dia sharp. Lepas tu ada a mixture of 2-3 styles. So it's very refreshing to the eyes. Jadi pada aku dia punya animation tu macam cantik ke. Bila dia meletup, dia pakai style yang lain, dia pakai lines yang lain. Lepas tu bila dia lawan, dia kudus, dia pakai line yang lain, color jadi lain pula. So cool lah.
Just to latch on to what you say before I pass the floor to Andre, is because before I forget is ni something that aku baru belajar lah lepas dah tengok. As much as any IP is done by one studio, dia also tengok animator mana dia latch on tu tau, because ramai animator ni dia freelance, and I think I've also alluded in past Bedah that in the anime fandom there's another bunch which are the Sakuga fans, orang yang minat tengok animation so much so they can recognize ini Mamat ni buat, ini obviously the next thing they do is actually screenshot all the end credits, nak tengok who animates them, and there are certain people with signature moves, signature angle, ini Mamat ni buat. So I do know, aku still tak boleh notice, tapi macam like you said, bila kau tengok fight scene, ni macam ni lain sikit, because dia tak macam the same guy yang draw, makan ice cream orang tu dah buat, lawan dengan ni dia juga buat, tapi they change the animators a lot. Macam for example Chainsaw Man is one example. Every single episode ada just, tak adalah macam dia orang tak ada duit nak bayar orang, tapi macam dah orang tu available, dia minta tolong lah. And then interestingly, kepada sesiapa yang minat animation, not that nak kata jangan kerja kat Malaysia ke apa, tapi kan you will be well surprised, especially now zaman internet, you can, selepas episode tu dah di broadcast, they will be instructed to say, if you want to show off, you can show it off now. And the bunch of people who are non-Japanese, strikingly, Arab ada, French ada,
wow,
Philippine. One of this guy, he's an 18-year-old Filipino boy. I can't remember. I've mentioned the name before in the previous. The Japanese studio in MAPPA got him to be animation director for an episode or a segment. He's that good. He doesn't have to go to, I mean, a lot of people like that, dia macam, kalau kau tengok dia orang punya Twitter lah, they can speak Japanese a bit. I think because it's not that easy, but I'm not saying it's impossible. So, world's your oyster. Zaman sekarang, zaman internet. I mean, and obviously these people are passionate because they've been fans of anime, they like animation, they can draw the style. Because at the end of the day, you've heard the term character design, kan? Character design anime ni, macam orang cakap, apa aku nak design lagi dah? Artis tu dah lukis. Ya, betul. Character design, dia draw, katalah Kubo Taito dah draw Ichigo. bukan Kubo nak title nak lukis every single panel kan. So character designer untuk tu dia akan draw depan, muka, sengit, belakang, bontot, kaki, tendang macam ni. Okay, lukisan dia, stroke dia macam ni. Kau nak draw kau nak kau draw in between macam ni. Aku nak kau draw. So everybody follows the character design punya. That's how I understand it lah. So sometimes the character design may make it a bit nicer. But for example, take Demon Slayer. Gotoge Sensei, sorry lah, lukisan dia tak best. Lagi-lagi perang je. Kau tengok apa Ufotable buat, tapi tak adalah muka dia tukar jadi muka Keanu Reeves ke apa. Tapi still lah, tapi itulah. Anyway, Adri, Hueco Mundo made you
what was the question?
The question, there's no question. What? Because
do you like the arc? What is your
what do you like about the episodes? Is there anything
Okay,
that you want?
I like the pacing. There's no dragging in for these episodes. Because I was surprised kan they resolve this as quickly as it should be compared to previous seasons lah. This fight could have dragged for like 10 episodes.
But they didn't. Thank God.
Yeah. But they finish it in 2 and then 3 after that little twist there. But I wish Tite Kubo kan put more effort in putting some more content on dia punya antagonist lah. This guy, apa namanya, Ulsi?
Quillgate OP.
Quillgate OP.
Tak apalah. Q, J.
Bagi J.
I think that's why I think the initial supaya senang orang.
Okay. It would be interesting kan for
Jailer.
we should see. Okay, masa dia rescue Nell kan, I would have preferred kan Nell tell Ichigo kan something is bad happening to Tia Haribel and then maybe some macam flashback we see J serang dengan apa nama dia punya force again, Borussia Dortmund, whatever call it lah.
Bayern Munich. Oh yes.
Serang Hueco Mundo. We should see him descend on Hueco Mundo and then see dia punya macam dia punya initial power level masa dia serang. It would be something kan to give the enemy kan, this guy J kan, motivation on why is he the guy leading the attack on Hueco Mundo now. But he's just your typical one-dimensional villain, you know. Or ikut arahan Yahweh.
Tenang je. Kau ikut Jepun je. Jepun punya Yuha Baha. So kau nak bagi Yuha pun senang. Yuha.
Wow, Yuha Baha tu buruk. Aku dengar macam
memang buruk tapi kalau nak senang lah.
I'll just call him German Jesus.
German Jesus. Sekarang
boleh lah.
Okay, panggil lah.
Dia terlalu keras untuk Jesus, tapi Jesus muda, Bapak Jesus.
Misai dia terlalu
itulah misai dia.
Macam rajinikan sikit. Anyway, sorry. Sambung.
Yeah, I just wish there was more to him tau. But we just see him kan now I must kill you. Not only the hollows, the Arankas, but I must also kill this human.
Right? You are muted. I think just now something happened. You tekan balik. Let me unmute you. Boleh tak? Can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected.
No. It's
okay. It's back now. It's back now.
It's back. Why you problems?
Yeah.
Why?
Tapi I will feel sorry for you I don't want to dissuade you to become a panelist for this. There's 26 letters to the alphabet. You know where I'm coming from.
Aku dah gelak.
Hopefully our hero Ichigo kan would kill a few letters at a time lah. Just because he can lah.
Ya,
dah
tapi
ada tiga letter.
Nanti kita pergi ke the next segment we will there's quite a few that's been dispatched lah already. And then obviously the next bit is of the Dangai. Actually masa aku mula-mula tengok Dangai ni, I mean I'm not saying the 2000s anime was better, it was shitty looking macam terowong apa lah. Tapi aku macam, oi, cakap dah modern lukisan, apa macam sial yang gambar side profile dia orang lari naik bukit tu, rasa macam macam ni kau buat. Tak apalah, tak kisahlah, mampu pi lah. Tapi and he was trapped. Obviously tak mati-mati lagi. Ingatkan dah mati, tengok tak mati. Biasalah kan cerita nak buat suspend konon. I think we know lah for a fact that from subsequent events in the from the subsequent episodes, how he why he was trapped the way that he did. But I've got any comments on this, and I think Jamal's not allowed to answer this. Or you can pretend to not know. But how did Jay die?
Oh,
kau ingat tak? Tak apalah. Tapi actually dalam manga pun dia macam CP. Tapi Kubo pasal dia dah involve, dia buat in such a way that ramai orang dah, oh, babi dia yang buat. Anyway.
Ya. Kan ada kan at the ending of episode 10 kan ada. Maksudnya episode 10 punya no. Dia tak tunjuk, tapi kita nampak
dia nampak perut
lah.
Nampak perut dia. Okay, dalam episod ni nampak pedang. Tapi and then nampak pedang dekat Kisuke Urahara. Tapi masa he was on the phone to
Ichigo,
dia, you can hear his voice. A lot of people who knows the actor's voice and saw the perut kind of confirms their suspicion that it's this particular person, which I'm
Aku tak sempat nak pergi balik ke manga, tak sampai lagi isu tu. But I have a guess lah. So sebab aku dah tak ingat dah.
Yeah.
So I will let Andri answer the question.
Yeah. or you don't care.
I don't know if I want to spoil it. I think I'm right.
I don't have a problem.
I was talking about the guy who killed Upi.
Upi, yeah. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna guess it's Grimjaw.
Okay, let's go on. Kita tengok apa chat bercakap. Chat, what have you got today? Today pula. Let's padam this bit. Let's put on this bit. And let's go to the chat. Chat tak banyak. Walaupun, there's 11 eyes on us today. Guys, jangan malu. Join. Abu Mahdi. Walaupun aku suka Bleach baru ni, tapi typical shonen lah. And also plot twist. Tiba-tiba Quincy. Ada lagi ni aku kurang minat.
I understand.
Siap.
Yeah.
Kami faham, Abu.
Faham. Tapi
we feel
inilah dia.
Yeah, man. Personally, dari segi character design dan konsep, aku suka Quincy. Cuma bila sejak awal dulu, Ishida tu can be quite obnoxious. Kita
dia
Quincy
macam macam kawan
macam kawan kat sekolah yang poyo sikit kan.
Tapi lama-lama kau kawan juga dengan dia because macam kan. Tapi after a while tak apalah, he's like that, but he's a good friend. Anyway, tu dah, kita ke segmen kita seterusnya. Okay, kita sekarang ke segmen yang saya Seireitei atau bahasa Inggeris dia Court of Pure Souls, ibu kota yang terletak di tengah-tengah Soul Society. Reka bentuk dia bulat, macam siapa yang pernah melawat Jepun atau pernah tengok gambar-gambar kastel Jepun banyaknya 4 segi pun, tapi diorang buat in such a way dia ada 4 pintu. So sama juga dengan Seireitei, dia ada 4 pintu. Jarak to show the size jarak between the 2 gates about 10 hari perjalanan kalau berjalan kaki, kalau tak menaik unta. Okay, yes, Andri.
I was told by some fans kan, they say Seireitei, right, society, right, it's like Jakarta now. The best ones is in the middle, and then they followed by the less prosperous and less prosperous.
You're correct. But Seireitei is the actual city yang ni, tapi luar tu dah Rukonggai. Yang tu yang
that layers. The further it is, the
further it is, yang tu yang menyebabkan kalau aku bagi layer ke 80, kasut pun tak ada. Yang tu macam tengoklah karma kau macam mana. So anyway, so dalam ni kita topik ni episod 4 hingga 8 lah Cincai. So topik kita yang pertama dalam segmen Seireitei ni. So invasion oleh Vandenreich. Say hello to the Stern Ritters, Bayern Munich. So obviously first casualty, second the lieutenant of the topmost division mati. Sasakebe Chojiro. Masa aku baca ni dulu macam bloody hell. Thoughts? Aku tahulah ni tak akan macam macam aku tak adalah kata see, I told you mati tak adalah, tapi
I just want to say that the biggest criticism that I have of Kubo, of Bleach lah, not Kubo lah, of Bleach, is UNTUK. Because everything is forgiven, so that's why I'm here. Tapi UNTUK is the villain that all shonen mangakas should try to avoid creating and writing.
Aku baru nak cakap.
Okay. Kalau kau nak buat karakter physically, visually, nak tiru UNTUK, buat. Power set, nak tiru UNTUK, buat. Tetapi in terms of dia punya ability, levels dia semua, dia punya sejarah dengan dia punya arc, janganlah ikut UNTUK. Because bukan kata dia tak logik as in benda tu tak masuk akal. Dia tak logik because it doesn't make narrative sense. Because bila engkau adalah seseorang watak yang boleh kalahkan Gen Ryusai Yamamoto, yang pada aku yang minat Bleach lambat dan tak nak kata tengok banyak baca manga shonen, tak adalah banyak sangat pun, because I don't read everything. But I feel that Gen Ryusai Yamamoto, for the lack of panel time that he has in the manga, had remained up to this point antara karakter-karakter yang kau look forward tu nak baca. For some reason, aku tak tahu how Kubo did it. Dengan Yamamoto, dia berjaya menjadikan Yamamoto ini satu enigma, di mana dia ada satu aura dan reputasi dan karisma. Jadi bila kau tengok dia punya reputasi, dia datang daripada karakter-karakter dari petik, ni Yamamoto tak turun lagi, selamat Yamamoto tak turun. Dia macam tu tau. Jadi bila dia turun, dia dapat 10 panel, kau tak puas. Sebab 10 panel tu, dia sekali, dia hunus pedang dia 2 kali je, lepas tu dia belah.
Yep.
Kejar aku dia jalan. And you rasa wow. Kau rasa wow sangat. And kau terbayang-bayang macam, damn it, Kuchiki, siapa nama Abang Rukia? Byakuya. Dia, kau dah rasa macam, wow, this dude is so strong. And then kau tengok Kenpachi Zaraki, Masya Allah, Mamat ni gila. And then dia punya gila, diorang punya gila kali 50 tak sampai Yamamoto punya gila. Like, you have that sense of need. So bila kau tengok episod yang dia tunjuk, dia buka like at least 70% lah bunga dia, masa dia nak belasah doppelganger UNTUK tu, kau rasa macam kau dah bukan captain of Gotei 13. Engkau memang patutlah engkau yang founded the Gotei 13. Dan memang patutlah engkau 1000 tahun kau tak mati-mati lagi. Sebab this is how powerful you are. Dan kau tak, and the cool thing about this is that kau tak rasa Yamamoto ni dia overpower. Sebab kau tahu dia ni ada banyak sejarah, dia ni ada banyak benda tu. And then dia dah tayang semua benda tu. Semua yang mati dengan api semua aku boleh reanimate balik sebagai zombie lawan kau. Aku nampak tengkorak, kau nampak muka dia orang. Pandai-pandailah kau settle. Dia dah tunjuk semua tu. Dia terbakar 50 kali sama he is a walking sun, all that bullshit. Dia kena tipu dengan doppelganger. Jadi And then lepas dia kena tipu dengan doppelganger tu, dia dah buka semua tu, dia tak switch on balik. Sebab apa? Yuak kata, ha, aku dah nampak dah bunga kau. Sekarang sebab aku dah tahu kau punya bangkai macam mana, buatlah bangkai lagi sekali. Aku tangkap. Like, dalam kau punya 1500 tahun, 2000 tahun jadi Gote 13 punya ni, don't you have any bit of wisdom to not even be able to sense? Jadi benda tu tak nampak, tak masuk akal lah. Tak masuk akal.
Boleh aku tambah? Kalau untuk kau, jika Genryu saya begitu amarah dia sebegitu sampai the wisdom is lost, would that explain why he was like that? Because he was pissed off.
I mean, yeah, you can explain benda dia punya marah tu, yes, but he cannot lose the wisdom, because if he was that angry, for me lah, if I were to write Yamamoto, I would write him, he would be doing two things. Sama ada aku mati, aku bunuh kau terus. Means aku tak cakap dengan kau satu saat pun. Sebab aku punya marah dekat kau. Aku bunuh kau terus. Aku jeling kat kau mati.
As opposed to buka empat bunga sampai habis.
Yeah, correct. Yes. So which is the second one, which is that lah. Buka empat bunga, aku nak make you suffer. That being said, kalau aku dah lawan kau 1000 tahun lepas dan aku tahu engkau adalah the biggest threat we had faced at that point in time. And then fast forward, hanya Aizen je yang betul-betul nak menggegar Seireitei ni. Tetapi Aizen punya gegar Seireitei ni, Aizen adalah Shinigami. Aizen tak boleh lawan aku. Aku Shinigami juga. Engkau bukan Shinigami, engkau Quincy. So kau punya power level lain.
Tukar gambar ni lah.
So kau takkan dia tak boleh nak sense yang the guy is not Yuak. And one more fact is that bila kau dah buka bunga nombor 2, contohnya, takkanlah doppelganger tu punya kuat sampai dia boleh tahan. Meaning tak terkantoi. Macam Pukimak, aku ingat Mamat ni aku boleh tahan lah. Tak sampai bunga 3 pun.
Just to lash you on that, Roy punya mimic is 100% mimic, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
because
but it is a mimic.
I know, but kalau kau like for like, okay, the mimic has no weakness. The mimic is in fact the same capability as Uvak or Yuhabaha.
But that is not the case, because at the end dia kata apa? Sorry, I cannot complete my mission until the end.
No, that would mean if Yuhabaha didn't use the mimic, we would have ended the core on that episode, because Genryusai would have blasted there.
Okay, so how I would have written that is, it would have been a battle, because only Yuak can keep Yamamoto there, because the real mission is to go to Aizen. So you needed to split Yamamoto. You need to put Yamamoto at one place. So the place that you have Yamamoto is the place that you cannot lose to Yamamoto. So Yuak had to be there. So then, because if it's 100% mimic, then dia boleh lah handle sesiapa yang jaga Aizen. Think about it. If the mimic died after 4 buah Yamamoto before revealing he is a mimic, confirm dia boleh handle Aizen punya guards. Betul tak? Think about it. If the mimic can handle Yamamoto up to that point.
Aku confused. Aizen punya guards masa bila ni?
Kan Yuak kata, the reason why I sent the mimic to you because while you were dealing with my mimic, I was down to meet Aizen.
Because I wanted,
so my point is, kalau mimik dia dah cukup kuat untuk spar dengan Yamamoto sampai Yamamoto kena buka semua bunga dia, then that mimic is strong enough to handle Aizen lah. Or the guards taking care of Aizen at that point lah. Because my logic is this. You need to take Yamamoto away from Aizen, from guarding the Seireitei. Meaning, sesiapa yang pegang Yamamoto tu must be the person that Yamamoto cannot beat, or only Yamamoto can beat. Make sense kan? So kalau the mimic cannot, it's just a mimic, but it's not Yuak himself.
Aku tengah fikir, apa sahaja kau cakap Yamamoto jaga Aizen? Bukan
bukan jaga Aizen kan? Dia punya Aizen is at the
tapi the way that Aizen is being locked is by the fact that he was locked by
No, but my point is Yuak was able to infiltrate. That's my point. So kalau mimic tu can become Yuak and infiltrate, then the job is done. because the job of the mimic, the job to go to see Aizen is to talk to Aizen and
I saw it another way because macam aku cakap tadi, it took 4 bunga to actually kill the mimic, which meant that if Yuak didn't use the mimic and say did a confrontation, he would have been dispatched after the 4th bunga. And the fact that he's been planning for 900 years or whatever the fuck it is, that 900 years this, 90 years this, 9 years this, it's not leaving it to chance.
But the thing is, kalau aku yang tulis, then Yuak wouldn't have that. No,
okay, I know. Okay, I understand that.
The Yuak and Yamamoto, it would have been a draw.
Yeah, but okay, but now kita sekarang tengah berdiscuss dalam topik if I had done this.
No, okay, I get that, but my point is, the reason why the mimic died is because it was the mimic. So Yuak would not put himself in a situation where he would have died.
That's why he put the mimic there.
That's why he put the mimic there, because the mimic was there to buy time. So aku punya argument adalah, kalau bukan mimic tetapi Yuak sendiri yang lawan Yamamoto, Yuak would not have been in a position where he would die like the mimic died. But at the same time, the mimic can still mimic Yuak to meet Aizen and get whatever info that he needed. So that's how I see it. Because sekarang ni you are left with Yamamoto. That's it. So basically the 4 bunga yang dibuka tu is just basically us kena belanja. Itu je. At that point in time
Yalah, betul lah.
At that point in time kita kena belanja. Okay lah, sebelum aku bunuh Yamamoto, kau rasa tengoklah, this is the glory of Yamamoto.
Aku sangat-sangat lah, macam rasa macam bangang je mati katak. Aku lah, as a somebody who like, bloody hell, this is not the way you die lah. Tapi macam
kau tahu, aku punya my impression sampai sekarang of Yamamoto, despite having read the manga, saw him died, being terribly disappointed, and then watching it again, feeling still disappointed. Pada aku, Yamamoto adalah Whitebeard.
Yes.
And for me, Whitebeard punya death, pada aku tak minat kau, tapi disebabkan kau mati macam tu, aku nak main One Piece punya card game, aku nak build a Whitebeard punya deck. There is no death as majestic as his death.
Okay, aku
mati
tak baca atau tengok One Piece, so aku tak.
No. Whitebeard has the best death in anime history. He literally died for a good purpose.
For a good purpose. He died in a. It's not just, dia bukan glorious, it's majestic. Kudo.
Yes.
The way he,
I
never thought I would see.
Mak kata The Last Samurai lah, it was a good death.
Oh, like macam kalau katakanlah The Last Samurai baca was in One Piece, kata, oh, and we thought he died a good death. Dia macam tu. Sebab Whitebeard mati, like dude, and it's one big panel lah. Thank you Oda for belanja kita panel tu. It was just Whitebeard, dia tak nampak macam mati.
Dia baik, dia jahat.
Dia baik. Dia
orang peminat One Piece tu gelak kat aku.
Dia paling baik.
He died the Guan Yu stance. Kan?
Dia diri.
Pegang dia punya pedang dia.
Pegang pedang.
The halberd.
So majestic. But my point is this lah. Yamamoto was a Whitebeard. So if he were to die, he needed to die with
I would agree
with his
that.
captains around him, watching him. Kata macam, I am leaving you, and this is my last legacy to you. Kau nak kena tengok aku mati macam ni Sebab you are not going to see this you're not going to see this anymore. Some of you never even seen any of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Kan? So dia mati, the way he died, aku rasa macam bukan dia mati lekit, dia mati kena tipu dengan benda yang sangat mudah.
Exactly. Itu aku tak akan argue lah.
So dia punya wisdom tu, kau punya wisdom adalah 1000 tahun punya wisdom. Jadi kau punya marah Sasakibe mati tu and Seireitei kena attack the way it did, it's not enough for you to lose the 1000 year punya wisdom to the point that you cannot sense that you are fighting against a mimic. That's how I feel. That's how I feel lah.
I have certain thoughts on this myself lah.
Go ahead.
Yamamoto died kan. Apa nama that mimic guy? Leighton something like that. What's his name?
Apa nama mimik tu?
Yeah.
Roy. Dia Lloyd dengan Lloyd. Dia sama initial. Just one quick one. The reason aku cakap
kecil Ari dah macam
I call him Mimic Boy.
Okay. Panggil dia Mimic Boy.
Because masa dia lawan Zaraki, he became Zaraki, and Zaraki kata he was the same skill set as I was. So the only way that I had to win was trying to be a better version of myself. And it took him a while. So anyway, go ahead. Come on.
Okay, I think this is the biggest as full bullshit move by
Kubo.
Tite Kubo to make Yahweh a formidable antagonist lah.
Yes.
Because logically speaking kan, you think Yamamoto kan when he fights the mimic boy, right? Dia tak sedar kan apa just from the aura of this guy, right? You're not Yahweh. I fought him before. You don't.
Yeah,
your eyes doesn't
but that's
the same
thing.
Fire.
You are presuming that there is a thing to make you know. Aha! You are a mimic. That's no.
But here's the thing. When you spend some time with another person kan, if that guy pakai macam makeup, tiru mannerisms kan, there's still something off tau. And you think Yamamoto kan with his power level, cause you imagine this guy right here has a pedang kan, 15 juta Celsius punya api kan, aura tinggi macam tu kan, and he cannot actually say, you know, Yahweh apa, you punya power level apa is not as high as it should be. Are you really Yahweh? He never questioned that this is possibly a trap tau. When he uses bangkai, right? Is this a sacrificial lamb by Yahweh? I mean, Mimic Boy, what's the point of him being there actually now? As a diversion?
Yeah.
If he was fighting Yamamoto kan, he's basically a sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
For the bangkai.
Yep.
Trapping device.
Yep.
Okay. So
then
Yamamoto isn't aware of all this. Nothing. Dia kata maybe there's some sort of trap being laid for me because I'm the strongest fucker here in society.
I kinda like Andri punya line juga on top of whatever I said just sebab it makes sense. Sebab kalau katakanlah siapa nama ni Mimic Boy is the bait for Yamamoto punya bangkai, then the fighting should not be Yamamoto led. It should be Yuwak led. Baru Yamamoto akan kena tipu. As in like 1,000 years ago you did this to me. You think your bankai is good enough? I had 1,000 years to learn to beat your bankai. And then the Mimic Boy acah lawan. And then Yamamoto macam pap dia keluar balik bangkai. I knew this bangkai, but this was not the bangkai that I knew. Yes, because there is another bangkai. Pam, Yamamoto buka. Ha. Then so this is your true power. No, there is one more. Then kau nampak tak? But if you look at the battle, that was not how it went. It was purely Yamamoto led. Kimak engkau,
betul.
Bunga nombor 1. Celaka engkau, bunga nombor 2.
Yeah.
Then dia tak ada that I want to bait your bangkai out. Jadi kita tak rasa macam sebenarnya Mimic Boy ni diversion je.
Yeah, he can just use the 2 moves and be done with it. It's like playing a Street Fighter 2. Hadouken. You don't have to press any other moves. Just the fireball and the uppercut. That's about it.
I mean, my argument against that is back to what I said just now, without trying to sound like a broken record. Okay, 1, diversion. 2, he's a perfect mimic. I mean, Zaraki knew it was going to be a mimic because he transformed into Zaraki depan mata dia. Yamamoto didn't see that. Yes, I take your point. So for somebody who's got more than 1,000 years of wisdom, takkanlah tak boleh detect. Tapi kalau kita nak macam pergi balik to, okay, let's say we make the story work that way in which that Yamamoto wasn't fooled, but for example, then this fight shouldn't happen now. It should happen somewhere else. Because I think kalau kau tengok cerita ni, kena ada watak lain lah. Maknanya get somebody else to die here lah, or to make him because the story we still got like a blooming 3 more course to go. If katalah kau nak sangat matikan Gen Yusai, bagi dia mati episod 10 terakhir, for example, for a better death, perhaps it should have been written better that way. Unfortunately, Kubo chose the big boss to die now. But perhaps then you may argue that he wants to have in the story Kyoraku as the new chief of the Gote 13.
Boleh. But I think this is a matter of how tau, because you for the sake of raising the stakes for the sake of raising the stakes, and then showing how dangerous Yuwak is, which is not a problem in and of itself. These two things, you do not cheapen the death of Yamamoto. I think the question here is that the
but
death
cheapen
of
tu
Yamamoto,
I agree with you because it was cheap. It was cheap. Itu aku agree. Because that lah happen in episode fucking 5.
Aku rasa like a simple way, katakanlah dia nak Yamamoto mati sekarang juga. What can be done is bila Yuwak, katakanlah Yuwak who knows mimic. Yamamoto who knows Yuwak, lepas tu dia dissolve jadi mimic boy. Betul macam you are not Yuwak. Lepas tu macam alamak,
lawan Yuwak yang betul.
Dan lawan Yuwak yang betul. So aku faham sebab masa dia nak lawan Yuwak yang betul tu, kita dah tengok dia nak buka je dia punya bangkai, Yuwak keluar dia punya dia punya voice standing and then sedut. So tak boleh buat apa lah. But my point is when the defenses of Aizen punya prison tu got infiltrated by Yuwak, there had to be some kind of alarm. So that was not realistic in my opinion. So what could have happened was, as he was fighting the mimic, then the alarm rang. Lepas tu macam, oh shit. And then the mimic died. And then dia macam, alamak. And then when he went to Aizen, it's too late. And then dia jumpa Aizen. Aizen kata, ha, you're too late. Yuwak dah belah. Contohnya. And then Yamamoto, out of anger, because dia kena tipu dengan mimik bodoh, then selepas dia sapu semua Seireitei yang tinggal, yang tak sempat nak balik, he leads a first offensive, a first counter attack to Yuwak, and then he dies there. Then that would make sense. So he will still die in the early parts of this arc, because he felt that dalam 2000 tahun aku jadi Goti 13 ni, tak pernah Seireitei jadi macam ni. Cilaka, aku pergi counter attack sekarang. Lepas tu Yuwak kata, ha, walaupun aku tak ada kat situ, aku dah nampak bangkai kau. So kau buka bangkai kau sekarang, aku cabar kau. Kau buka, boom, aku sedut. Then barulah, but it felt tu lah. That's one way to do it lah. Or he could Yuwak at the Aizen, lepas tu macam dia lawan, and then it could happen that way, but not this way.
Okay.
It would have been a better death for Yamamoto, but I had no issue if Yamamoto died in that episode. Provided kan Mimic Boy punya death kan actually make sense tau. Macam if Mimic Boy was killed the moment Yamamoto bunuh dia kan, and then Yuwak muncul kat belakang dia and then stab Yamamoto from the back, right? It would have make sense because he used Mimic Boy as a means to kill Yamamoto, as a show way to kill Yamamoto, a cheap ass way to kill Yamamoto. Since he wants to trick Yamamoto, he's going to use deception. Okay, it's fine. But for some reason, he makes Yuwak an all-powerful antagonist to use this deception technique. It's like it's defeating the plot's main purpose of why the battle was being held in the first place. Yeah, because
then eventually we come to the conclusion, kau nak belanja kita orang Yamamoto sebelum Yamamoto mati lah, tu je lah.
Untuk aku dua itu dengan ambil Yamamoto punya, tapi itulah it could have been another strong, katalah Kubo decided to sacrifice the current captain, and then katalah bagi dia mati betul-betul ke apa, supaya in the end of the day Genryusai hidup for another 1000. Perhaps he could use that, but whether or not untuk dia nak bagi the death of Genryusai as being something more impactful because of him being the oldest, strongest.
Aku rasa at the end of the day both ways okay je. Cuma I think it's the how he did it. Like there are so many different ways, but of course kita sembang ni hindsight lah, benda dah jadi berapa kan. So like there's another way, like if I were to write it, I would have written it, because kalau kau perasan this arc, especially this arc plus the previous arc yang full bring, dia punya exposition banyak gila babi kan. Even if you remember the manga, if you watch the animes, banyak gila exposition. So what he could have done was to add more intrigue Masa Yuwak tengah sembang dengan Yamamoto, lepas tu dia akan ada cut to Aizen punya cell. Aizen punya cell punya guards mati sebab ada infiltration. Lepas tu yang infiltrate tu, dia punya stern reader tu buka jalan, Yuwak jalan kat belakang. Lepas tu aku macam, fuck, bukan Yuwak tengah dengan Yamamoto ke? Ni siapa pula? Lepas tu dia cut ke Kenpachi. Lepas tu Kenpachi lawan Kenpachi, and then eventually mati. Lepas tu macam, oh, ni Mimic Boy. And then kau macam, sudah kau jangan. So which is the real Yuwak now? Because you know there is a stern reader fucker that can mimic anybody that they want. Contohnya lah. So then you have a conversation between Yuwak and Aizen to narrate the fight between Yuwak and Yamamoto. So kau nampak tak? Then you see from a storytelling perspective, dia jadi interesting tau. So katakanlah kau dapat 5 panel Yuwak dengan Yamamoto lawan pedang, pang. Lepas tu ada dialog, balas cakap. And then cut to Aizen dengan Yuwak ada table talk.
Dialog.
Ada dialog. I've acknowledged you as one of the 5 war weapons, war dangers atau apa benda. I would like you to join my side. Why did you lose to Yamamoto this way? What did you want to do? Betul kata, oh Yamamoto macam ni. I know Yamamoto from 1,000 years ago, Aizen. Then bila dia cakap je tu, cut back to Yamamoto tengah lawan Yuwak. I know you. Dia faham tak? You have a very nice thing, dynamic going on. Tapi kau macam, the reader will go like, shit, so yang mana yang Yuwak yang betul ni? Is this Yuwak adakah power dia boleh appear at 2-3 tempat? Ke macam mana ni? Ada faham tak? Then it becomes interesting. But unfortunately we had the whole Yuwak mati. Oh, Mimic Boy, the real Yuwak immediately appears. Kena tipu. Aku hantar Mimic ni sebab aku nak jumpa Aizen dulu. Tapi kalau aku tak boleh jumpa Aizen, kalau kau menyemak, kau duduk kat atas tu. So thank you very much. You did a good job. Oh, did he say I did a good job? Yes. Oh, babi kau, Yuwak, kau tipu aku. Oh shit, bangkai kena sedut. You are dead, Yamamoto. Kita macam, habis tu kau buka bunga keempat tu siapa? As opposed to our feeling, if we saw both of that happening, macam scene yang aku suggest tadi, kita macam, oh shit, Yamamoto, don't do this. Yamamoto, don't. Lepas tu Yamamoto, aku akan tunjuk kau keempat-empat bangkai sebelum kau mati. Sebab dulu 1000 tahun lepas aku tunjuk 2 je. Dan kau takkan sempat pun nak curi bangkai aku. Sebab kau tak tahu pun bangkai aku yang sepenuhnya. Matilah kau sekarang. Jadi kita pula yang baca tu macam, Yamamoto, don't. Faham tak? Then we are very invested. We are very invested in it.
But itulah, as you already say, whether or not untuk aku is the anger lah. But as you say, I would accept the fact that takkanlah selepas 1000 tahun of wisdom, takkanlah kau tak boleh control your anger kan. I just want to go to this bit because I think we need to move on a bit because we are approaching we've gone for 2 hours. Have you realized that?
Tak apalah, 10 episode I think it's worth it lah.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind, but it's just that it's this bit. I've called it the stolen bangkai as well as the Kuchiki Byakuya versus S-Note fight. I guess this is the bit where we, for the first time, see proper bangkai stealing mechanics. In the manga, it's a bit different. I wish I am again thankful for Kubo's and the studio staff punya, I guess, bukanlah nak kata foresight, hindsight, because actually he's condensed 4 fights into one. Because simultaneously, we had Soifon, him,
siapa yang Kyorin Maru tu?
Yeah, Hitsugaya Toshiro.
Hitsugaya,
and God, Mr. Fox guy. Sorry, I keep forgetting your name. But anyway, because at the end of the day, what they were saying is the same thing. Dia tak nak ulang 4 kali. Kita nampak dia cakap first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth sentence. Because all of them, a lot of people say, asal kau tunjuk dia bangkai? No, because dah kena curi. But then at the same time, the counter argument is, we need to know. Because at that time, diorang tak tahu it was stealing. Once they got stolen, then they know. But because Rangiku then send the message to the entire Seireitei, this is what they are doing. Tapi and I agree with Mayuri so because dia kata bodoh aku baru nak discover benda ni kau dah buat but itulah I guess inilah dia yang memanjangkan cerita sampai ke 74 volume. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this segment?
Aku tak rasa, I think for this for the captain level, the 4 captains that chose to reveal their bankais made sense for me. I did not feel they were bad. Soifon was intelligence, counter intelligence. So dia sense danger dan dia anticipate danger. So bila dia tengok dia punya benda tu kan, dia kata dia punya seal tu tak boleh kan. Kena tapi tak cucuk, tak deal damage. So dia tak ada seal tu kan. Then she knew things were slightly tougher and she needed to immediately check the opponent. Yang Fox tu, again aku pun tak ingat nama dia. Dia aku tak surprise sebab dia adalah orang yang aku kalau tanpa Yamamoto aku takkan ada di sini. Aku berterima kasih kat Yamamoto. Oleh kerana pekimak-pekimak ni telah datang dan merosakkan Seireitei. Aku kena melindungi Seireitei. Aku marah. Okay, so dia
kita kena buat Malay dubbing, man. We have to Anyway.
Dia macam tu. So bila dia keluar bangkai dia, aku tak terkejut sebab Andri, you remember this. This dude is the dude yang kenpachi tapi tak kenpachi. Everyone else when they fought, they had some kind of tricksy-wicksy, they had some kind of like strategy, they had some kind of technique. Mamat ni aku lawan je dah. Because dia strength mah. Dia tak ada macam strategy or whatever not. So bila dia rasa desperate, dia lean on dia punya bangkai. So itu tak boleh buat apalah. It is like that. With regards to Byakuya, itu tak boleh cakap apa. I think he immediately assessed the threat. And dia kata, if I don't finish you off, then all your other captains will do a good work, solid work. So aku kena bangkai, bunuh kau, pergi belah. Aku cari orang ni sekarang. Sebab I cannot waste time. Which makes a lot of sense because that's his character. He's very clinical. Kan? So that's why dia keluar bangkai dia.
Komamura Sajin. Komamura. Okay.
Siapa Kyorun Maru punya ni? Selalu
Hisugaya.
Hisugaya Toshiro.
Hisugaya pula kita tahu Mamat ni kalau tak ada bangkai dia tak boleh lawan. We all know.
And then kalau panas bangkai dia melt.
Bangkai dia gone. Dia daripada dulu sampai sekarang macam bangkai kau cantik.
Tapi satu dimension.
Kau tak ada bangkai aku tak boleh lawan. Kau ni
kau pergi padang plus saya mampus.
Kau ni tak boleh pakai Kau power macam so dependent on the damn thing. Please have a bit more finesse. Macam Byakuga kan macam dia pakai Shimpo, Tsunado semua kan. So I think these 4 people made a lot of sense for them to show to let loose of the bangkai. And then they have high enough stakes. Macam Byakuga, macam kalau Mamat ni mati atau Mamat ni bangkai dia hilang, then we know shit is going to happen. Because we know that he will be the last 4 standing. Kalau dia mati tu memang shit. Dah benda ni serious. So the way he chose the 4 tu I'm fine with it. Aku rasa semua okay. Komamura kau hilang bangkai kita tak peduli, mampus kau. So whatever Komamura, I don't care about you.
Dia punya bangkai dia terlalu bulky when very
tak, aku rasa pada aku bangkai dia tak ada seni. Semua orang punya bangkai ada seni, ada purpose, it expresses their captaincy. It expresses
It's not just that, it also expresses part of themselves as well. That is why macam ada setengah orang apa pasal kau je bangkai bongok macam ni, tapi apa nak buat dah dia punya
itulah dah karakter tu macam tu kan.
Tapi macam the only one yang macam adjust bangkai dia is Mayuri. Because gila si Kening,
the
way that he chose that baby, it came from his experiment. Kau tahu tak dia punya lieutenant yang nama Nemu kan, Nemu Nanago tu. The Nanago because she's the 7th Nemuri. Nemuri nombor 4 hidup sampai bagian takrak fetus. Dia ambil fetus tu dia buat bangkai dia. Babi, he's bangsa doktor gila yang tak ada etika. Apa etika?
Dude, he's pragmatic.
Yeah. To afford. But this is the thing tau. Dalam all the battles in Bleach, his battle with the Aranka is my favourite.
Yang lawan saintis gila. Dia lawan saintis gila kan? Yang rambut pink.
Yang macam Mr. Freeze tu. Yang ada balang tu. It is my favourite. It is my favourite battle. Senang because the way dia menang.
Dia macam main chess kan? Dia pakai...
You will feel pain for 1,000 years spread over 1 minute. Aku macam gila babi sadistik siapa Mak ni. But the way he laid that winning that ni, for me the closest that is the battle I remember the most next to Shikamaru bunuh dia punya captain punya killer tu. Yang
everybody mentioned that. Aku ingat tak ingat. They said that is one of the best lawan.
The way Shikamaru won was just beautiful, man. And it was after an extended battle between Team 7 and the two Akatsuki tu tau. Lepas tu baru dia split lawan solo.
Aku tak tengok.
That was so good. But my point is Mayuri memang it's just
yeah. Can we go on
Kubo at his best?
Yeah.
Can give us this kind of moments yang kau ingat tau. Macam
itulah, I mean, sayangnya macam biasalah menjadi hit and miss. Macam you wish
in the later parts let's be fair to Kubo. In the later parts bila dia dah penat, bila dia dah stress, dia jadi hit and miss lah. But at his peak, the let's just say the Soul Society arc into Hueco Mundo, into Aizen was very strong lah. Memang the peaks were like berbaloi lah. Kau baca Bleach time tu.
Anyway, I'm going to this segment now, which is the last bit on the Seireitei segment, which is obviously I've called it Gen Ryusai versus Yuha. But we've talked about that, and Ichigo's final arrival to Seireitei. So basically, there's two bits to this: him escaping the prison
Gargantua
dalam apa Dangai tu. And then it's three bits. That him talking to Byakuya. My question is, ini by the by, I might be wrong. Allegedly, he was pressured into reversing this because apparently he was supposed to die, Byakuya. Aku personally, either way, aku tak kisah. Tapi kalau mati pun, okay. Number 3, our exposition in the middle bit of the overlay. Who wants to start first? Obviously, yeah.
Aku bagi Henry dulu.
Okay. I wish Byakuya died because it would have added more value to the whole storyline now. Him surviving kan, actually it's dapat sangat titik kubur sayang apa certain characters tau. I mean he loves certain characters.
Allegedly he was pressured. Allegedly tapi he was pressured because orang marah masa dia bunuh Byakuya. Orang marah gila-gila kat Jepun. Tapi anyway, go ahead. Come on.
Yeah, but here's the thing now. If Byakuya died the way he did in that battle, right, it would have been what you call that, fitting death for him now, because
I agree.
Yeah, but now that he survived, he was denied the most honorable of death now. He died when he gave everything, and his last thoughts were for his subordinates now. He said, "I'm sorry, I cannot defeat the enemy and rescue the Seireitei." His last thoughts was on that instead of Rukia or Hisada. Which is actually a very noble of him tau. And now we see him pergi dekat section pula, the Soul King punya to get rescued, get his soul intact, whatever it needs to be repaired lah. I cakap terus terang kan, if he were to die, it would have given Ichigo kan macam more motivation, more depth kan. He would have a macam emotional turmoil tau. He doesn't like Byakuya as a person. They were not actually friends, but he at least respected him, and and he cares for Rukia, and Rukia cares a lot for Byakuya. So there's supposed to be some emotional investment for him to fight Yahua. But now we see him survive, and then it's become as a comedy routine. Dia pergi dekat the Soul Gaming Palace, kena campur macam apa, kena empuk this baling, whatever you call this device lah. I mean, like, wow, this is 180 after such intense moments. Because Andri lah, siapa? I'm still not done yet. Apa lagi? I wish Tite Kubo, right, would try not to push certain characters on us, because some of it doesn't work now. Like Zaraki punya character, for some reason, it doesn't work. You tried to make him like a badass since the first arc, the Rukia arc, when he was defeated by Ichigo, who baru belajar guna bangkai first time. For some reason, he is the epitome of violence and power in Soul Society, but he possibly also has the most lost records fighting other characters in Bleach. Am I not mistaken?
I tak kira. I don't keep count.
But okay, fine. On top of what Ari just said about Kenpachi, aku personally, I did not like the bit where he had to fight Onahuna.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. Because like, for her, it makes sense. But this is her explaining him. Macam, engkau tak jadi bunuh aku sebab kau sedar yang kalau aku mati, engkau akan hilang lawan kau yang paling hebat. Maka engkau dengan tanpa sedarnya mengurangkan power level kau dan contain yourself. Aku rasa macam that is so contrived lah. And which is very strange, sebab you can have Mayuri and Byakuya and to a lesser extent Soifon and Bapa Ichigo even, and Urahara Kisuke kan. But dengan Kenpachi macam so wide, man, so wide off the mark. So it's so contrived lah.
Yeah.
So aku rasa dia adalah Wolverine for the Wolverine in Goten 13. Yang we don't need. We enjoyed him when we had him, but like Root, macam it didn't have to be you to survive this lah. I feel.
Yeah. Fair enough lah. Tapi I see you both your points, but yalah. At the end of the day pun.
Jap. Because dalam manga Byakuya pun tak mati. Eventually lah they reveal. Kenpachi and Byakuya.
When I meant pressured, not anime. I'm talking about manga, because when he did this years ago.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Obviously,
I was confused.
Because all it was, dia punya reversal of that is akin to Palpatine is alive.
Yeah.
Because
I'm looking at the panel right now. Because
oh by the way, Byakuya is alive.
Yeah, betul. Tak, diorang kat depan coffin. The captain punya body tak jumpa dah, tak boleh nak buat apa dah. Kita tinggal 6 orang je. Tiba-tiba dia I am reporting in. Good news, Byakuya tak mati. Kenpachi pun tak mati. Terima kasih. That's it. So, macam babi je. Macam personally, I felt it was. I didn't mind him dying. I felt it was a little too soon, but I didn't mind it. So when he was revealed to have not died, I was like, okay, cool. But I think that was a reflection of how I macam dah tak kisah dengan how Kubo nak pusing storyline, as opposed to macam benda ni dari segi naratif okay je. Sebab pada aku orang-orang yang patut mati with some kind of honor, with pride, one of them is Byakuya lah. So Yamamoto kena mati sebagai engkau Yamamoto, kau memang kena mati as Yamamoto.
Not like that. Not
like that. Okay. Tetapi one rung below that, one level below that, the deaths are the deaths for Byakuya. Orang-orang yang honor macam ni tau. The deaths for siapa yang suka pakai yang eventually replace Yamamoto tu? Lupa yang buta.
Oh tu, Komamura pula. Aku tengok
I
dia,
love that dude, man.
aku teringat Stallone campur Richard Gere. Aku tak tahu pasal.
Betul lah. He has that vibe.
He has the vibe of
the Richard Gere vibe tu sangat kuat. But yeah, you get my point is orang karakter macam tu is the second tier of death. You need that special
Kyoraku, Shunsui.
Dia kena mati macam tu. So bila Byakuya mati the way he did, aku macam I mean like kau mati only your bangkai can kill you, which is really nice. That is really poetic lah. I really love that touch. But macam now, like really, that was what I felt even back then when I was reading it lah. Tapi lepas tu aku macam okay lah, kubur. Oh tak mati. Not surprised.
Tapi aku tak kisah sangat pasal Zaraki in my opinion. But I do understand.
Zaraki, sorry.
Dia macam tak ada fungsi sangat pun. Tapi macam I like the story. Yes, contrast as it may, I do like the story between him and Unohana though. I thought
I think
the story is fine.
Yeah, itulah.
The story is fine.
It's the character.
The story is fine. It's the whole fight to the death doesn't make sense to me, you know. It doesn't make sense at all. Why would you settle for one Kenpachi when you have two?
Okay,
I think that it's a cool argument.
Okay, that's a cool argument. Tapi for some funny reason, aku tak tahu samurai law 100% because nak kata kena ada satu Kenpachi. When Zaraki took over took over the captaincy of Division 11, was it?
11 kan?
He actually killed the preceding captain who's a Kenpachi. Tapi is it because at that time Unohana relinquished her Kenpachi title because she was a healer? Because she was a healer. Because dia dah macam bosan dah. There's nothing else to kill. So in a way, yes, there was only one Kenpachi. So whether or not that's an absolute rule ke tak, that's the story in here.
I feel though, especially lepas watching the anime reminded me of what Unohana could do, because I thought her bangkai was cool. The way it was animated, because dalam panels you don't see it coming alive. Bila dia pegang blade dia tu, and then the blade just melengkung tu kan. Aku rasa macam that was so cool. The blade became blood. It was like a blood lah. Dia blood lah kan.
Yeah, so, you're stuck in blood hell. Apa
something. Pada aku adalah macam it would be so cool. Masa Seireitei kena serang dengan Stern Ritter tu, Unohana kata macam, okay, Kenpachi is down, Mamat ni is down. Lepas tu macam the way the Stern Ritter was killing the Shinigamis, raise her bloodlust balik. So dia kata macam, and then dia kata macam, for this one time, dia kata dekat dia punya lieutenant, kau tolong jaga, sebab this cannot happen. This cannot happen. So dia kata macam, but you have given off your title of Kenpachi, and Seireitei has never been attacked this way. So an exception bears another exception. Lepas tu dia terus bangkai, and then she takes out one Stern Ritter. I would feel that macam,
I know.
Oh damn, like
but tapi itulah. I mean, we can go around like making our own and make our own fan fiction, but then we can counter argue. Then she got her bangkai stolen. Ada yang mati. Tapi macam
hold on. Looking at Unohana, right? Even if her bangkai got stolen, kan, she would still be an asset in the battlefield.
Correct, because they boleh heal.
But do you see her fight with Zaraki, right? It's mostly macam pedang swinging and slashing.
Because they're using Zanjutsu. Zanjutsu is basically the fighting skill yang it's basically sword play. I mean your argument about why
I'm only saying Kudo, I'm only saying this because I'm supporting Andri's point of like, why do you resort to only one Kenpachi when you can have two in the face of this?
Tapi itu aku tak faham lah. Tapi itulah, I mean, if anybody yang into samurai law ke whatever, I do not know. I really do not know why there has to be one Kenpachi.
Oh, it was not explained Aku tak
ingat. Tapi dia kata she kept on going. There was only one Kenpachi.
I see.
Because when she saw him for the first time, dia kata this boy is layak, and I think it looks like he is stronger than me now. Tapi
aku remember that.
Yes, I mean I'm not gonna go over the same. I mean contrast as it may, the bit where macam awak tak nak awak bring down your level of lawan pasal kalau saya mati sekarang awak tak ada, because itu bukannya macam dia perasan, memang betul pun, because he cried when she died. Aku topak tu aku macam yo bloody hell, dia betul baling pedang tu bunyi macam gila punya. Sorry lah, aku mungkin tu aku that was like, if for me tak ada aku nangis ke apa, tapi macam aku macam
kau suka Kenpachi
apa, not in that sense, but
no, my point is my point is kira macam
all the dojin shit. Kau baca apa tu bro? Tak ada aku baca Unohana.
My point is
like
you like him enough that you can appreciate that arc. I'm personally cool with that. I just feel like macam the Kenpachi trope, that big sadistic wanna fight until everyone dies,
and this is an explanation from a technical perspective, is because it is known that Zaraki improves in his power
more he fights.
The more he fights. So during that fight in Muken, he actually almost died every single time. Yang bab dia kata aku blackout.
Yeah.
Kalau dia tak blackout memang dia mati lah. So she kept on healing him. So to the point when he finally can, okay lah, I've done my duty. But that's better lah. Contrast as it may, as I say, I mean, I thought it was quite nice.
No, the repeated thing tu cool. Cuma aku rasa bila, I think this is the thing with Kubo punya storytelling at this point lah. Kita nak we feel, aku rasa macam okay, nah ni mamak ni macam ni. Okay dah. Lepas tu the next, okay now we jump to this fight. Okay dah, mamak ni punya cerita macam ni. Okay dah, now we jump to the next fight. Nah, mamak ni punya cerita pula macam ni. Okay, now we go back to Ichigo. So it feels like that a lot of the times. At this point lah, at this point of the arc. At back then lah masa
kita dah macam jump to the next segment, tapi tak kisah, as long as we've covered it, I'm fine with it. At the end of this fight, we get to finally, because he's never acknowledged his Zanpakuto, and now his Zanpakuto speaks to him. Have you, apart from Jamal, sorry Jamal, kau nak cakap cerita lah, tapi kau dah baca. You guys have any theories about his Zanpakuto?
It's a girl.
Aku tak ingat, so aku tak sempat nak baca balik.
Tapi I guess kita boleh simpan lah for the next time whenever we bedah this in the next year ke apa, because it is quite interesting, because masa aku baca the manga, there's something that happened to, okay, I guess people yang dengar ni mungkin akan tangkap the spoiler, tapi I'm not going to try to say it, but it's about his vice captain. She disappeared in a strange way, and she disappeared and appeared again, and that it led to lots and lots of fan theories, and that was one of the theories is pretty much what I thought was the theory, but apparently Kubo has dia ada nama club outside, to any fans of Kubo Taito yang minat macam his artwork ke apa, he actually sometimes does Q&As, and luckily for this fan, he asked the because it's up to him lah, dia nak jawab ke tak. So dia jawab lah, dia kata he explained the relationship between the pedang and the kid. So the theories were both wrong and correct, which is fantastic. Quite interesting lah, which explains why it was the way it was when we see it'll be in the next. It might not. I think we'll see it in the next core, because so tadi masa dekat Seireitei tu, I think we've spoken about Byakuya's death. I think we probably just a quick one. I think nobody likes this, but aku dah cerita dia macam tu, because Kubo didn't write this now about him having the blood vein, as we can see in the when Ivak cucuk tekuk dia. Plot armor ke apa ke whatever, but
At this point, Ichigo is also a vampire, a werewolf.
Tak cukup lah. Dah tak ada lah lepas ni. Ni last.
Dia boleh cakap Jerman dan dia boleh cakap Spanyol dah.
Yeah.
Dia Arangka ke? Oh yelah, dia Hollow Fight. Dia tak, tu bukan Basque. Basque is French dengan Spanish. Tak apalah. So anyway, I think we pretty much know what your views are on that topic.
I think for me kan, going to this topic about Ichigo punya mixed parentage lah ataupun mixed blood. Katakanlah masa dia pitch cerita ni 25 years ago.
What is that Ichigo pitch? He just wrote the story, what? Because he's a cartoon.
I mean,
he's a mangaka.
I mean, interesting. So now this is the thing, Kishimoto, I'm not saying he did, and I'm not saying I'm guessing he did. But when you see when you compare Naruto at its peak and Bleach at its peak, it's easy to get the impression that Naruto is really laid out. Lepas tu Kishimoto then kata, okay, sekarang ni kita masuk this arc ni. Arc ni aku tak habis tulis lagi, tapi I know what's going to happen in this arc because the big picture thing aku dah tulis dah. So now give me the next 2 years, I will finish this arc. Then baru dia buat episode to episode lah. Bleach on the other hand, I don't feel that way tau. So you can get the impression that Naruto macam we've laid it out, not by episode, not by panel, but we kind of know we have like 75 arcs. And then like at arc 25 what happens, blah 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 blah, what revelations are there. It feels that way, even though it might not even be the case.
Yeah. Do you think that in a lot of other manga, I'm not saying it has to be ni, apa macam a lot of people that Kubo Taito is more, bukan, he admits this himself. He's more of a show not tell. Dia tak suka spoon feed orang. Dia tak nak kata
aku ada reaction, lepas tu aku tengok muka Ari macam tu. Dia kata dia bukan show not tell, tetapi dalam the last 2 arcs of Bleach, berapa banyak tell dia bagikan kau. Exposition drop.
Seperti
the plate is full. The plate is full. Everything is overflowing. We cannot take it anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Start balik? Tak faham.
Tak, because he has been giving so many exposition. Jadi bila dah masuk the last 2 arc ni, dia bagi lagi exposition because dia dah kering, dia dah tak larat, dia dah stress. He doesn't know how else to do it. We cannot take it anymore lah. We just
probably.
Well, we know the arc is coming to an end, but yet you're adding a lot of more things into the mixture. That is the problem.
Yeah, for me, let's just say like, because for me, Ichigo punya Quincy Shinigami punya mixed heritage ni is not. It's so big that it shouldn't be something that he thought of like 15 years after he wrote the manga. I feel.
He didn't.
But I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm not saying that is not the case. I'm saying I feel something so huge because the entire manga and the entire last arc is sitting on that now.
Yeah. Because there were a lot. I mean, again, this is all hindsight. Because the father have told him, "I'll not tell you now about certain things." You know, like about the mom.
Yeah, true. Aku faham. But my point is,
and the fact there were bits. There were a lot of other bits as well. I have to admit, I started reading the manga from the full bring onwards. As much as the fact that I've collected the box set, because aku macam nantilah aku nak baca because since I've never read it before. There were elements in it which has bearing on Squad Zero ability to, it will spoil things. As far back as season 3, season 2.
Okay, so
to say that he's not thought about what's gonna happen, I feel a bit.
Tak. Okay, this is
where you coming from.
Okay. Let's just say dia dah tahu daripada awal. Okay, Ichigo mixed blood. Okay, your father is a Shinigami, the mother is a Quincy. Alright, we will not talk about the mother. And I am even going to excuse the fact that even though it might seem like Ichigo started the entire anime and manga series because of the mother dying, is the whole entire story tak ada kena-mengena dengan dia nak kenal, nak tahu sejarah mak dia langsung. Tak ada kena-mengena pun. Okay, anyway, bila dia dah tahu yang dia punya Quincy heritage tu memainkan peranan yang besar, the crumbs were not being dropped equally or a lot. In terms of alluding to the fact that ada macam something lah dengan Ichigo punya heritage. There is nothing in terms of writing, Kudo.
Itu dia punya alasan dia. Itulah dia punya show not tell lah. Because dia tak tell.
But itu okay, katakanlah even if I accept it as crumbs, that is just a matter. That is just announcing the fact that there is more than meets the eye with Ichigo. Period. That's it. But what I mean instead is tiba-tiba Ishida tengah lawan, and then Ishida buka bunga, buat a big skill, fires a Shinigami, that Shinigami gets hurt, and then Ichigo also tries to save the Shinigami, gets the splash damage, tetapi he doesn't get hurt by it in the same way.
Because you
do not see anything like that. But
you mean, do you want that to happen earlier on or now?
Much earlier on. Because
it would help lah.
Yeah, because
it wouldn't have happened because the reason being, as Ivah explained, in fact, bukannya later on the season, kan when he was angry, dia nak keluar daripada jail punya jail
dia ambil the
it awakened then his blood vein. So prior to this, say in season 4, kalau dia kena tembak Quincy and blood vein dia tak akan hidup dia tak hidup.
But that is you are referring to blood. I'm not referring to the blood punya vein.
Yeah, but again, that is the first clue to know that he's a Quincy blood, though. I guess. What else do you want to you?
No, but that is now. I'm referring to how we could have planted the seeds of him having something to do with Quincy by his interactions with Ishida being slightly different to Ishida's interactions with other Shinigamis. By doing so, you integrate Ishida more with the storytelling, and then you have the opportunity to then flesh out Quincy punya story.
I'm not countering this for the sake of, but that would assume that there is ada pengukur untuk kita mengetahui seseorang tu is a Quincy other than what I've just mentioned. I mean, he doesn't carry...
because Ishida is the last Quincy. So there is a way for us to, at that point, mengenal pasti siapa Quincy dan siapa bukan Quincy. Because Ishida is a Quincy. He's the last Quincy, what?
So it's his father, but father dia tak take.
Yeah, but my point is, disebabkan Ichigo berkawan baik dengan seorang Quincy.
I know, but itu masalahnya, itu assuming ada benda macam rambut engkau sengit, Quincy.
No,
dia tak ada penanda ukur nak bagi tahu.
Sebab sekarang ni kau rasa kita kena tengok blood tu baru kita tahu dia Quincy. I am telling you, Ishida dengan bapak dia Quincy. So we don't necessarily need a blood vein to show that the fucker is a Quincy. Because Ishida and his father can find other ways to show.
Okay.
So that's
my point
lah.
At the moment ini argument ni hanya bila masa kita nak expose dia je lah. Because at the moment
ni bukan expose. Ni bukan expose. This is planting.
Yeah, even
this is planting.
Planting sekalipun. Kerana untuk aku planting dia dah start masa Ishin bagi explanation, because obviously as you know
Ishin punya explanation tu is ambiguous. Benda tu
memang tapi planting.
No, then that is not planting. That is not planting.
Cukup.
That is suspense. That is writing. That is not planting.
Okay, let me give you all an example, right? Something very subtle. Let's say kan in the first part of Bleach kan, the first 15 season kan, katakan there's one arc, right, where Bapa Ishida, right, message something to Ishida using some sort of Quincy technique lah. Maybe he sent the bird and then the bird sing to Ishida and then Ishida boleh faham, and then belakang tu, and then Ichigo did I hear something like that is a hinting tau that he at least ada macam that is planting. Here
bukan Ishin kata
okay, faham. Aku faham.
Kau lagi,
itu the argument is at the moment tak cukup planting of the plot.
Yes, that is
okay. Yes. Tetapi
untuk orang macam aku,
I do not
it didn't
know
bother me. So that's why mungkin aku tak.
No, the thing is, it did not. Of course, it never bothered any of us because we are only arriving at these points because we are backtracking and sort of like reviewing what bila reviewing specifically for me and Ari is Kubo punya tendency around these two last final arcs to drop exposition macam tu. So this is how you not do expositions. Is by planting stuff.
Okay lah.
So then kau recall balik. Jadi bila kau dapat banyak info dump macam ni, it's because you are not planting well enough lah. Sebab tu aku kata macam Naruto, the comparison is there because even though when Kishimoto started writing, he might not have the entire blueprint or map, but his writing and his storytelling and his planting makes it seem like he had planned when to tell what. Faham tak? Whereas with Kubo, you can see that the writing is very tired towards the last two arcs. Lepas tu, okay, this issue and next week punya issue, info dump.
Okay.
So dengan Naruto, you don't get that.
Yeah, just for my defense in not caring or tak ambil pot is because aku bukanlah actively nak buat benda ni untuk sebagai comparative religion is the wrong word. Study of comparative literature because aku drop Naruto masa kind of at the end of the Akatsuki, so aku macam banyak benda aku tak boleh catch. So macam masa korang argue masa Dragon Ball tu lagi aku tengah tengok whatever tu lah, tak faham. So macam aku just take it as it is and I can't argue how I feel about something when I watch it. So I've watched this since 2006. I can't tell myself was I lying to bukannya pasal aku nak kata aku fanboy bodoh sampai tak ada memikir tak. Tapi macam aku just macam okay fine whatever next one. Tapi aku setuju dengan kau. The last 55-74 ni banyak gila. Aku sakit kepala masa aku baca ni. Tapi nak bagi tahu sampai habis. But information banyak.
This happens a lot.
Okay, so guys, kepada yang tak baca manga, get ready. As I said, there's 26 alphabets. Of course, some of them have been dispatched in mati dalam 3-4 sekaligus. Tak adalah kita nak tunggu 26 fights. Tapi it's gonna be contracted. Kalau kau nak analyze them one by one, there are nice layers to it, but it's a lot. And some of them sakit hati. Sakit hati macam
26 tu kau tak payah kenal semua pun sebenarnya. Kau
macam
ada 10 je bak 10 to 12
will be so sakit hati. Macam tapi macam
boring.
Tapi itulah. So I'm quite interested to see what's going to happen in the next ni. So we are going to the next section at the moment. Oh, let's forgot. I lupa pasal check.
Punyalah senang bunuh Quincy yang bawah depan ketua Quincy sekali je dah galah.
But to be fair, right, at least Zaraki killed one annoying guy, right, in the best way possible tau. Koyak tekak dia.
Tak, dia Zaraki kita pernah complain dia tak pernah bunuh orang. That is
okay. We are live. Tadi korang semua mati gambar. So I had to reboot.
Suspended animation.
So suspended animation.
Kenpachi kita tak pernah complain lah. He will always take one fella out. Itu
apa ni?
like
Kenpachi.
he will always take one fella out. So macam like
I
because of that he will always be in my Goti 13 lah. Because we need a Kenpachi.
I think
dia macam ni lah.
3.
Dia like kalau aku I don't need Komamura. Kenpachi yes. If I have to choose. Dia tak ada function sangat-sangat. Komamura tu.
Sampai arc ni baru aku ada cerita sebenarnya tapi macam gila je lama nak tunggu.
Pasal.
Tapi okay, category thank you. Mr. Kacang, hello. Kenapa Aizen punya ability power skill boleh guna walaupun dah lock dalam prison waktu Yuva datang melawan office? Yes, power dia mengikut fan Wikia dia a bit expansion the fact that his powers macam tadi aku baru baca yang for example control perception of time, space and physical things despite the fact that he's Zanpakuto's god, the fact that he's still being ni he can use it. That's why dia duduk sorang-sorang bawah tu. So janganlah lupa dia nak berbual dengan dia. So
and also because Tite Kubo loves Aizen's character.
Yeah,
he has to make him so badass. Cannot die.
Memang he's immortal of course.
Sebab tu banyak orang yang baca Bleach lepas Aizen punya arc macam okay, dia dah create maha character in Aizen. Kenapa ada lagi 3 arc? Sebab lepas kenapa lagi 2 arc? Lagi 2 arc dia nak lawan siapa? And then we got Ewok.
And then itu pun
yang dah ascended tu aku macam
kurang tunggulah 5 volume terakhir. Aku dah tengok nanti. I want to see Andre blow.
Kau tengoklah Ewok
after
Andre bawa anti hypertensi banyak-banyak sikit.
After Bayern Munich, Society akan ditakluk oleh Paris Saint-Germain. After that Blackburn Rovers and all those countries lah.
Tu Hamha turn off door.
Tak lewat apa.
Sorry Abu Madi, masa kau komen ni kita orang tak ingat masa bila kau komen. So obviously during one of our hot takes. Ari Kubo, Kudo, aku rasa aku macam ada macam joke meta sikit. So kan Ewok kata okay, Mimic you go and distract Yamamoto. I want to go talk to Aizen. Okay. So Ewok dengan Aizen duduk kena perempuan. Bro, are you like the next character beatback guy that's going to replace me in this final arc? Lepas tu Ewok cakap, yeah, I am that dude. Macam, so why you want to meet me? Because you are perfect. Like you are the biggest baddie that Kubo ever wrote. So I need to talk to you to know that how I can become even bigger and better than you. Oh, okay. So this is what we do. Aku rasa itu je convo diorang sebenarnya.
That would actually can add more value to the whole arc now. Ewok punya character akan ada expansion a bit lah. Seriously. Yeah.
Okay, macam mana Kenpachi? Okay, kita dah we've gone over this just about probably 45 minutes ago.
Sebab doppelganger Ewok adalah Kenpachi diri Kenpachi sendiri. So Kenpachi cannot lose to Kenpachi unless Kenpachi becomes a better Kenpachi.
Tak. How did Zaraki kena dengan fake Ewok? Kan?
Tak, itulah.
Because masa tu Genryusai mana datang lagi kan?
Tak, dan dia pun tak tahu dia pun tak tahu apa nama Shtenritter tu semua lawan macam tu. So dia senang cerita macam ni lah. Kenpachi dia boleh lawan direct je. Kau nak main benda yang pandai-pandai sikit, magic sikit, dia mampus lah. Dia mampus lah. So
anyway, let's go to the second, it's the last section lah. Your favourite section, Squad Zero. Let the fun begins. Hey, I love this, man. Tits. I mean tits. Tukang masak, beruang mainan. Squad the aftermath.
I get. Pada aku, ini adalah arc Demon Slayer yang diorang pergi dekat pekan nak heal tu. Tapi that arc was done much better.
Ya, bukan yang heal yang mana? Yang
kan before they did the counter attack.
Oh, yang
no. Before they were attacked, they went to heal first. After they healed, and then they went to the village where they did their blades. They make their new swords. So kan diorang kena serang at one of those village. This is the village. This is the arc yang diorang pergi dekat heal punya village tu.
Aku ingat this is bukan the arc. Ini aku ingat this was the segment yang kan lepas diorang yang masa Nezuko keluar for the first time depan
Ya. That one power god. That one
yang tu yang dia kata kau duk berjalan dengan awet cantik selama ni bukan nak bagi tahu aku. Babi kau.
Yeah, I think that arc was done better. This is just the recovery arc. And Ichigo, you need to find yourself some more and find the you in the sword. Or if you don't find yourself, you cannot find your sword. And then you could not fight. Something like that lah. So
aku a bit orang panggil what the word is. Aku tak tahu cakap Melayu what is ambivalent. Ambivalent marah.
I think that would be it.
Pasal aku faham diorang above everybody else. Macam orang kata kau terror sangat, asal kau tak tolong. Dia kata kau je tugas jaga Seireitei, kau jaga lah.
Tapi I kinda agree with that though.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, but it's kind of like your job. That's your job description kan. It's your problem lah if you can't jaga. But at the second time, on the other hand, kau tengok gambar paling bawah tu. I guess people say macam siapa yang pengikut Chainsaw Man kata the best people tak semestinya kepala kena screw loose sikit. Aku tengok gambar tu because kita tengok kat manga tak gerak kan. Bila aku tengok betul. Apa pasal badut sangat diorang ni. Ada trompet, ada tambourine. Aku macam dah lah, she's fucking serious and arrogant. Dia main trompet. But anyway, but again, you know, I've taken BLEACH lock, stock and barrel, comedy and seriousness together, so I will let this pass. That's me. I know some people will not, and obviously this bit of the episodes, this is about episode apa? Episode 9 dengan 10 lah, thereabout. Kalau kau ingat, ini dah bodoh dan manga lagi bodoh. Kau tengok gambar kecil tu. Kan, kan?
The best part is dalam anime ni, it is very fast kan?
It's faster than what they used to do.
Dalam manga ya Rabi kat the first the first captain tu je macam dah cepatlah habis cepatlah habis.
Tapi untuk aku macam call me stupid or weird or whatever. I like his humor. I like the stupid. Aku suka beruang bodoh tu. You know, at least it gives me a break lah to watch them goof around, mata terbeliak tengok cleavage ke apa. And I guess they can't get rid of that as much as Kubo has now gotten into the production company to kind of like, let's, as much as he's given instruction, okay, let's bring the comedy down a bit. And probably things like that lah, because macam buntut. The only comedy thing yang tinggal ni yang the baling biakuya tu lah. Itu tapi because kalau sesiapa yang dah tengok BLEACH zaman dulu, korang kalau boleh ingat lah, aku simpan sekarang MP3 of all the soundtrack, lagu-lagu yang masa all the comical beats. Gila bodoh tau, lagu dia macam sarkas. Because of the fact for the current iteration, dia orang pakai orchestral, it's still the same composer. Ada gravitas lah sikit muzik dia. So tapi bila part-part macam ni, dia macam mana nak buat lagu-lagu bodoh tu, because it would just be jarring lah, I guess. But yeah, so these were the first 2 stages of recovery for our injured people. I think Ichigo was the least injured among everybody else. Anybody?
As
so
usual.
let's start with I guess this neck of the woods. I mean, we've spoken about Unohana versus Zaraki already, so we've got this one and the next segment. Anyone want to go first?
Generally, I'm fine with Squad Zero being who they are, because I see Squad Zero as when I look at Squad Zero, I see it together with Goti 13. Because Squad Zero semua captain kan. So macam Goti 13, dia tak ada captain lawak. Dia tak ada captain lawak. Lieutenant lawak banyak, tapi dia tak ada captain lawak. Dan none of the 13 divisions tu semua lawak. But this one is a welcome change lah. With regards to their function, macam kenapa kau tak tolong? Aku rasa dia bukan tak tolong. Dia aside from the fact dia kata dah korang nak yang jaga Seireitei korang, bukan kita orang. So kita tak payah turun lah. Because for them, kalau Seireitei jatuh, itu Seireitei. But the Soul King dan ke atas tu, the entire soul
is more important.
More important. The entire soul ecosystem, that doesn't mean kalau Seireitei jatuh, the entire soul punya ecosystem jatuh. Tak. Soul Society jatuh, yes. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be created. We are Shinigamis. Souls will always be created. But when diorang punya tempat tu, diorang punya plane tu, if that gets infiltrated, dia itu tak payah tanya. Itu diorang confirm pergi defend kan. So I feel that that in a way very nicely described or sort of like reflected how the Goti 13 captains may not understand the hierarchy. So nampaklah ada level of understanding. Korang tak datang tolong pun macam Tak apalah, diorang go 13. Faham tak? Macam kau bukan level kita orang dan kita orang pun tak kacau kerja korang. So tak apa. Tak payah argue benda ni. So I feel that way lah. Which is kind of nice because kerja diorang besar. I mean like ni lah kan. Dan diorang kuat pun. So I'm alright with them lah. Aku tak ada issue pun.
I'm okay with the characters of the Squad Zero. They being oddballs are expected lah because they are segregated and separated from society. They're doing their own thing. But there are certain things that you see here right are very familiar tau. The hot spring, the makanan thing, it's something that you see Yoruichi buat dulu masa the early arcs kan, nak heal the wounds. And then the part where they throw Ichigo dengan Renji into the hole, right?
Yeah.
It was the same old story of what Urahara did last time kan, masa nak control dia punya hollow powers kan. So it's nothing new. It's just the way that it's been played out is different now. So I hope that the other captains from the Squad Zero can offer something different lah when it comes to building up Renji dengan Ichigo punya, Zabakuto later. Because right now the punya offering kan it's the same except for the Zabakuto. Maybe it's new for me, but it's still not new enough lah for my taste.
Aku silap. Aku baru tengok mana I forgot to upload the overlay for the next segment, which is obviously kita dah cakap pasal lawan pedang tadi, but now we were talking about obviously now with he's recovered from the wounds and now eating the food by Kiryu. Yeah, I mean it's not just food, I mean like she's the creator of
Reaksi kan.
Yeah, she is the creator of the little tablet that they use
artificial souls,
kan, for the con semua. And she rightly say lah, all this nampak macam rebeh, tapi this is for your next segment lah, which is the bit where they made Nimaya Oetsu. So yeah, let's get on to that bit. Aku tak ada overlay. Sorry guys, terlupa. Bukan terlupa. In the bit of aku nak buat tu, aku macam, because anyway, let's go on to it lah. Yeah, the bit where he has to fight the Asauchi. So we have now found that there is a context of what a Zanpakuto actually is. At dulu, just because aku dah tengok Old Man Zangetsu, aku ingat macam ni lah Zanpakuto rupanya. And then kalau kita tengok that filler arc, which wasn't too bad actually. Anybody, mungkin Jamal tak tengok kot because you didn't watch any of the old Bleach, yang especially yang
filler arcs. Aku rasa aku tak tengok banyak. Aku macam tengok macam
they were fighting, they all bankais.
Yeah, yang where everybody's Zanpakuto not working. Ikai pun tak boleh because dia ada revolt. Aku tak ingat konteks dia apa, tapi at that time you could see the manifestation of everybody's Zanpakuto. Whether or not that has mengacau the concept, but then again probably not in. But daripada segmen dalam ni kita tahu yang setiap Shinigami, pedang dia datang daripada satu benda nama Asauchi. And obviously all the girls in his nightclub were Asauchis lah. And the way to get the Asauchi in this instance is because both Renji and Ichigo punya pedang destroyed, because it was destroyed at the time they were in bangkai form. So dia orang tak boleh modify or reforge. So they have to start from scratch again. What did you think of this segment of the episodes? Who wants to go first?
Go first lah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Right. Sila.
Okay, this part of the episode is a way for them to actually address Ichigo's new Zapakuto lah. He has his Zapakuto destroyed. Now he has a new one lah. Okay, I'm guessing that I didn't read the manga past this story. I have a feeling his Zapakuto is not going to be a guy. It's going to be a girl because of the previous experience at the nightclub. Apparently, this guy only creates Zapakuto kan female forms during this time round.
Aku rasa tak. Aku rasa because yang hari tu pasal dia tunjuk these are my Asaushi, tapi the female ones lah. Ada yang jantan, tak semua perempuan.
Ya, ada jantan.
Ada.
But I feel it's gonna be a girl.
Okay. Ini kau punya prediction lah for what's happening. Yeah. I think because hari tu Jamal was alluding to, remember when in WhatsApp kau cakap, aku rasa aku tahu kat mana episod 13 habis. In fact, the clue is from, I think I'll just put the poster up. Might as well lah. Where is it? I know this is the harapan, tapi anyway, so obviously lah, ini bukan spoiler pun, because takkanlah Ichigo tak ada pedang. So dia akan ada pedang dia balik. Tapi
satu jantan, satu betina.
The bit where he had to go back and find himself. Aku dulu masa gula tengok, aku tak faham sangat, but then later on baru aku faham. Anybody got any comments on that bit of the story?
Yang mana?
The bit where Renji was successful in getting his sword, but not Ichigo. He told Nimaya told him to go home, don't come back.
I know why.
Why?
Because he's too strong and powerful. No normal Asahuchi is worthy.
Oh god. Kalau dia jawab macam ni kan, wait till episode 13. Aku nak tunggu dia. Tak, actually aku tahulah.
And why does this girl on the right looks like Matsumoto?
No, that's his mother.
Yeah. What does his mother look like Matsumoto?
Oh, no, nothing to do. Masaki doesn't look like Matsumoto. The color of the hair almost, tapi it's not her. It's not her. Jamal, you got anything to say or whatever?
Aku, I forgot the logic and the reasoning of all that. So, sebab aku tak sempat nak kejar balik, revise balik. So aku sempat revise macam, basically aku tak sempat revise betul-betul lah. So I need to revise, but I to be honest, I don't really care about it because it's just lore yang pada aku dah, at this point in time, in all honesty, even when I was following this arc back then, I was disinterested already. Because Old Man Zangetsu, the first time it appeared, the concept was cool. Wow, shit. Because your Zapakuto is manifested. Dia macam roh pedang kau tu. Oops.
Tak saja aku nak bagi gambar.
Yeah. So roh pedang kau tu dia manifest jadi orang lah. Kan, dan kau boleh berinteraksi dengan orang tu. Jadi bila lepas tu what Kubo does is he finds a formula. He repeats it everywhere. And every time when he repeats it, kalau benda ni sebab aku dah pernah buat sekali, so the next version aku kena tambah lagi ataupun buat lagi yang lain punya version lah, just to make sure that it's more interesting or to justify it better. And more often than not, bila dia buat benda tu, it's more hit than miss lah. So itu yang aku macam dah tak invested sangat. Macam Zangetsu, the Old Man Zangetsu was cool. And then lepas tu kita dapat Zangetsu yang putih tu kan. And then lepas tu kita dapat pedang Ichigo macam tukar pedang banyak kali sebab dia punya bloodline dan sebagainya. Jadi aku macam, sebab kau tak establish yang Ichigo macam ni, so Ichigo ni kau ni conflicting sebenarnya. Then it became, you keep discovering MacGuffins every time that you need a new explanation. Kau faham tak?
Yes, MacGuffins.
So, yeah. So it was a very tiring read for me. The rest I can handle. Tapi with his Zapan Kutu, aku macam, okay, aku dah tak minat dah. Because every time he gets a new Zapan Kutu, he will still do the same Getsuga Tensho. It doesn't change his fighting style. It doesn't augment his existing fighting style. He's just faster and stronger.
That one aku agree. Aku macam yeah,
like,
you're right.
There are some captains and lieutenants even yang aku macam aku suka gila babi. Macam contoh, there was this particular lieutenant yang dia punya bangkai, bila dia bangkai, pedang dia ada macam hook.
Kira.
Lepas tu dia kata
dia one of the first casualties. Badan dia tinggal berlubang. Masa Seireitei attack tu.
Dia punya masa tu enemy dia Arranca tu ke? Arranca tu ke tanya dia, kenapa kau punya bangkai macam tu? Oh, aku punya bangkai macam ni sebab bangkai aku based on gravity. So the reason why my sword is like this and the sharpness is on the inside is because when you are lying on the ground and you cannot raise your body further, this is where I hang your neck. Aku rasa macam wow, like for me, now that is art. That is artistry. That was when I believed in Kubo. I'm saying, shit. Like, this is creative. Faham? This is
okay, at this point I agree with you. Kita dah macam okay, kau dah boleh buat macam ni. Getsuga Tensho lagi. So dan dia bukan Getsuga Tensho yang macam okay, Getsuga Tensho ni macam at least Naruto, dia punya Rasengan dia ada varying levels tau. Ada Rasengan dia yang macam Rasengan yang tak sampai, tapi Rasengan yang sampai lambat, stuff like that. So with Ichigo he doesn't go through that. He doesn't have that. So aku macam tak minat lah dia punya Zapan Kutu. As cool as the swords look like, and then I feel after the Hueco Mundo dengan the Aizen punya arc, kita nampak dia punya creativity with designing cool swords dah hilang. All the swords look like the same or like a bigger version of this or the nampak dia tak nampak pelik macam, and everyone kena swords. Macam at one point Ikaku aku suka sebab apa, kau punya bukan pedang. Dia punya macam
kau punya bukan pedang, habis cerita. Macam Hirasugi, bukan Hirasugi, siapa? Mishimoto Hirasugi punya Lieutenant Hyorun Maru.
Ni the girl titik besar.
Matsumoto.
Mishimaru. Matsumoto, lol. Dia punya pedang tak ada pedang because it's dust. So benda-benda macam tu banyak ada masa awal lu. So when I met them macam, wow, this is interesting, like different swords, different personalities, blah 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 blah. And then so dengan Ichigo aku tak I was never interested sebab daripada awal sampai sekarang sampai habis Bleach, pedang kau memang macam tu, kau lawan memang macam tu. Dan ni,
the only slight difference was his appearance masa yang Muget lawan. But that's about it.
Yes. And you know what I'm annoyed with? I'm the most I'm annoyed with is the fact that tak banyak Shinigami yang ada dua pedang.
Ada.
Aku cakap tak banyak banding dengan yang satu pedang. Okay? Sebab dua pedang special. Ichigo kau dapat dua pedang. Cool. What did the dua pedang do?
Tak buat apa. Getsuga Tensho.
Aku macam like that one time I like an Ichigo sword. Aku macam babi lah. But yeah, that's it.
Tapi itulah. Andre, have you got anything else to add?
Nothing lah. Yeah.
He sounds defeated.
It's not defeated. All the flaws has been addressed too.
Yes.
I mean, he is basically a one-trick pony.
Well, get ready for this one trick pony for 3 more course. So anyway,
3 more, yeah. We know that.
That's what I'm worried about. Tapi itulah. I mean, bukanlah nak suruh kau puji. I understand. Bukan nak suruh puji, tapi macam.
But one thing we all can look forward to, and I say this with a lot of optimism. or rather without any negative emotions, is that we know that Kubo is making changes because of the adaptation again.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Not just
we just need one big ballsy change yang kita kata yes Kubo, that's it. We just need that.
That's what I'm hoping too.
That's what we want. That's what we need.
Because that last arc wasn't perfect at its manga stage. A lot of people criticized it. So I hope he takes that into heart as well with regards to not just. I mean, at the moment, the changes that have been done thus far probably helps with pacing atau help explain a bit better macam how the Ishida found the father kept the book with the one.
Yeah, but regardless what happened, right? This Bleach that we see right now, man, is actually a better product than the previous works.
It goes without saying.
By far. So at least we can say that the bad episodes here would not bring us down as much as the ones that did before lah. I just hope moving on forward there will be some changes here that Titekubo will do that will be slightly different from manga, because I've read some of the newer manga punya stories from the new arc after this, right? It's
the hell arc.
It's really a spoiler. I don't want to spoil, but it really doesn't make much sense lah. I mean, it's ass pull all over again lah. But we'll talk about it later.
Untuk aku, as much as you know me, I'm going to come out as the apologist in this discussion panel. A lot of these so-called ass pulls. I mean, dulu aku ingat Ishan cakap, tapi Chas, kau tak pernah baca. But that's the point. I mean, when I do found out that there are certain reasons for what it is, then rightly or wrongly, whether or not I agree with that, there are reasons. F-pull for me is like, oh, dia nak lawan ni on the spot dia tukar, macam kata dia Spider-Man boleh terbang. Itu untuk aku itu F-pull. You know where I'm coming from. I mean, that's how it is. Because a lot of what we are talking now is pretty much harapan kind of stuff. Can I just quickly we'll just quickly look at Mr. Kacang, mana orang-orang lain yang dia tak bawa ramai orang, dia bawa Rukia, Renji dengan Byakuya aje. Because dalam manga Rukia nampak bontot, so dia orang tak tunjuk. Dia nampak kepala je lah, tapi dia bawa tu dengan pedang Ichigo dengan Renji. Okay, so we're going on to the next our last. Okay, harapan. Yeah, we were already touching on it already lah. Untuk aku, what we're going to have next is episode 11. And then episode 11 bertajuk Everything But the Rain. Dalam manga, Everything But the Rain actually traverses 59 in 3 chapters and actually 80% of chapter 6 or volume 60 actually. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 chapters actually. So whether The Blade and Me is actually episode 11, 12 and 13 probably makes sense for them to do these 2 books. I think we all know by now that that we've got this story of mixed parentage for Ichigo, making him because actually if you think about it, kan Ichigo punya power, dia kan sendiri cakap, as much we you jokingly say, alah dia lah paling tak apa injured sekali among those 3, tapi his invitation to go up wasn't because of his injuries. Yeah. It was because the Soul King has an interest in him. For obvious reasons. Obviously, nanti kita tahulah siapa Soul King sebenarnya dari dalam core yang.
Of course lah, Ichigo is the Lost King of Gondor, the Last Jedi.
Andri bila dia punya sarcasm acidic gitu.
Let people enjoy things.
Ichigo sebenarnya dia nak main Neo Soul. So dia kena jumpa King lah.
So untuk aku personally my harapan for this next three enjoy the revelation lah. So one thing, and even before Jump Festa 2023 which is happening now in Japan, it's confirmed that the last 2 episodes broadcasted as a 1 hour episode on 26 lepas Christmas. Tapi
the last 2 episodes are 1 hour episodes?
The last together is 1 hour episode. So aku macam
so this series Kowan. Tak Kowan
habis.
You're referring to the last episode of Kowan lah.
Ya. Tapi
okay.
Kowan 13 episode.
I know, but it's just that bila kau cakap tadi tu, my impression, I misunderstood it as the last 2 episodes of this 1,000-year blood war.
No.
Aku macam
1 hour episode.
Diorang nak cepatkan je 13 episode.
Itu hari tu stretch out sangat. Sekarang kau boleh tak. Tapi tak, because a lot of people saying macam kalau kau fikir pun satu episode bukan je setengah jam. It's actually 23 minutes, because when we get it on Crunchyroll or on Disney Plus or whatever, we've taken away the adverts in Japan, and then a lot of times when we watch Spy Family, the last episode 45 minit, tengok 38 minit. But Jepun biasalah, dia orang macam we didn't lie when we said 46 minutes, it included the advert. So what is 60 minutes? So I do not know. So whether it's going to be whatever it is, it's like kalau satu episode 23 minit kali 2 46 minit, you're just putting 2 episodes together. So it's nothing special. So whether or not lah betul-betul 1 hour episode, because orang duk mengharapkan biasalah, maknanya 46 minit, ada 14 minit, there's 14 minutes of extra material. Yalah, benda-benda tu kan excited kan. So I hope kita tak kena kencing lah. So anyway,
harapan aku adalah harapan aku adalah Syaz ada.
I know.
Sebab
Syaz ada. Ini kita baru episod segmen kedua ni. Kalau Syaz ada.
Tak, kalau Syaz ada, dia akan macam, sebab bila aku tengok nanti akan jadi macam ni, aku pula macam
aku kena buka.
Henry pula macam, okay lah Syaz. Sebab kita we know the story already kan.
I'll save this for the next time.
But I would like to know, I would like to know how he, tak apalah, nanti next week kita tanya dia. I would like to know what he thought of Yamamoto, because I don't know if he followed Bleach punya anime ke tak.
I think he follows.
Tak all the while
dia ikut because dia kata Kudo, macam mana fan boleh, because dia kata aku nak kutuk Kudo. Aftal, adakah fan bagi 8 out of 10? I gave a guarded 8 out of 10 ranking, and then I said of course lah, aku start with 7. If it's good, I bring it up, because 10 out of 10 for me is like Akira. You know, like the first time I watched Ghost in the Shell, you know, 10 out of 10 is god tier. Unless kau aku baru nak sebut a very dirty act, but I'll not mention it because my family might be watching. Sorry family. Tapi you know what I mean lah. Tapi so, and also retracting it from 10 to oh god, what a shit episode, bring it down to 7. You know, let's be objective and see lah. As much as I like the IP, a fanboy or whatever, tapi lah. Anyway, Andri dah sebut belum? Harapan.
Harapan saya tak kesampaian lah, because I wanted to see more Matsumoto, more Soifon. But no, we're going to see Ichigo and his ass being a badass for the next 3 episodes straight. Yeah. I also want to see Unohana to become the best MILF in Bleach, but that's not going to happen because she's dead.
Apalah, nanti
I really wanted to see her bangkai more, but
it was a cool bangkai.
Sangat cool.
Cool.
Dia macam if kalau anyone who watches Jujutsu Kaisen, it's one of those powers yang macam I wrap you in a world, the entire world inside is blood. So macam I regenerate, kau mati. It's like it's sadistic, so it's like very nice, but
bangkai dia nama Mizukani ke? Apa bangkai for, because actually kan korang tahu tak bangkai dia buat apa?
Become bloody.
I know, but is that it? I mean, is that Minazuki, sorry. Aku macam, okay, what is it supposed to do? People were like theorizing it even now, but because I don't think Kubo explain it. And then dah dia mati kan, tak ada nak buat apa nak explain, dah mati. So macam, apa kau buat sebenarnya? Is it the healing thing? Is it what? So,
at this point, I'm going to say it gives a platform for Zaraki to have a nice battleground. But that's about it.
Yeah. And itulah the thing to look forward to, another thing in the next.
Yeah, because you see them fight, right? Unohana is using sword attacks kind that incorporates those blood as secondary weapon now. Masa dia lawan dengan Zaraki.
Yeah.
That's about it lah.
Yeah, because itulah. Anyway, so I guess I think chat pun dah give up. I think chat semua nak lari nak tengok football. It's almost it's 3 o'clock now.
Just 20 minutes today. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Anyway,
I'm enjoying myself. So aku macam okay je. And I'm
you're right. Yalah, tapi kita pun thanks Jamal and Andri. Actually, this is the longest I've ever done.
10 episode. Don't worry, it's just 10 episodes. If it's just one episode,
but we didn't dissect it episode per episode though. We kind of took it in big chunks. But covering 10 episodes.
I think you cannot lah. Bleach cannot. We left it 10 years ago. And I think in some ways this is better because it allowed us to talk about overarching things as opposed to
I prefer that
scrutinizing every detail of one episode to stretching it for 1 hour.
I find that's why baru ni aku stop buat MHA, bukan stop pasal benci ke apa, but because there's a fight going on with Shigaraki and it's not a shonen syndrome, but that's how they can only show it. They have to show it tak habis lagi and then macam takkanlah nak bedah. How was this episode? Oh, lawan best. Okay. Apa harapan tu? Harapan tu next episode. I hope lawan tu lagi best. So macam ada habis 15 minit buang masa. So next week Andri, I'm gonna ask Shaz when he gets better. I don't know what you'll be doing on Christmas.
Not going to church, that's for sure.
No. Mana tahu kau dengan family bercuti ke apa ke?
Because I'll be at home watching anime, playing my video games, reading books, and of course grieving for Unohana who is dead because Zaraki is giving a platform by Titikomo to become a badass for no reason than being a Zaraki.
Unohana.
Hey,
they animated this sial rambut terbang siut dia smart.
I just remember one thing. Unohana at the end of the series she lost her motherly features and looks more androgynous. She looks more manly.
Rasan? No, I think it's not her losing features. I think it's Kubo's penciling style.
Yeah.
And because if you perasan, the motherly features came around the Hueco Mundo punya arc. All his lines during that time were in the beginning, in the first half of the arc, very shapely. Like curves dia nampak. And then starting from when Ichigo punya holification lawan Ulquiorra tu, then kau nampak yang the lines were cleaner, were thinner. Then lepas tu semua nampak thin lah. So yes.
Because and then as much, bukanlah kita kata kalau nak adapt, kita adapt lah, tak payah nak ciplak sebiji-sebiji. Tapi the fact that when they do things like this, when they actually ambil the actual strokes and bring it to the anime, kita sebagai pembaca manga macam because yang beat masa Byakuya kata please, dia kan filled with hubris. Dia kan selama ni sombong. Dia humbly ask Ichigo nak protect tu, yang gambar kamera naik tu, it's actually from the manga. Aku macam ramai lepas tu fans macam babi sial, dia lukis biji. Yang masa dia tengah marah yang air hujan tak dan kena badan dia jadi steam because Mak kata siapa tu? Kita Alibaba punya bukan Alibaba punya apa? Tiga bedul. Marah Marah. Okay, chat. Sorry, chat tu dah apa. Okay guys, thanks a lot man. Really enjoyed this. I mean, benda-benda macam ni, I love the banter. I mean, you know, this is the kind of thing I like. I mean, aku tak nak semua orang tuju dengan aku ke apa. Otherwise it'll be a circle jerk. Kan? Not that I'm interested.
No, I don't think it will be a circle jerk.
I got mine. I don't know what you on about.
Aku kata tak, because you just said aku tak nak lah semua orang agree dengan aku je and it become a circle jerk. So aku disagree dengan kau. Aku cakap itu no, it will not be a circle jerk.
It will not even be a two-way jerk.
What am I doing?
Square jerk. It will be a square jerk.
Square.
It will not be a circle jerk. It will be a square jerk.
Boleh buat.
Only if Shazli is here lah. Four sides.
Oh, betul. Ni triangle jerk. Ni kita.
Oh god. Kau apa? Orihime punya triangle tu.
Oh,
I tell you, okay, like, oh my god, I am a big fan of Chad. I love the character design. Tangan kanan, tangan kiri, I just love the character design. But then talking about him makes me want to talk about Orihime. So aku tak nak cakap pasal dia. Because dia Marisu gila babi, Allah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I told you. Marisus, Martistus, McGriffin's, Bleach is
McDonald's semua dia.
Semua dia. Tak apalah. Okay. Anyway, so nampaknya
aku kita Karin is cool.
Oh, yang main adik, yang kau adik dia.
Karin and what's that? Tatsuki.
Yuzu.
Tatsuki, the
Tatsuki kawan Orihime yang could see.
Yeah, the tomboy.
The tomboy.
Yeah, that one. Yes.
Yeah. I like the friends actually. Keigo.
Oh, okay. Actually, let's just say like if I have to choose like an awake in the whole series, Ichigo punya boss dalam.
Oh, yang buat kedai pau tu.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, easy.
Kudo is going to reach for his Gojin.
But I am happy. You actually got bitten by the MILF virus, so it's fine.
Tak. I have my preferences very early. I just don't share them. That's it. So much just for the sake of sharing. Yup, that one.
The only, well, she is 1,000 years old. But anyway, okay lah. Nampaknya kita telah tiba di penghujung sesi bedah kita malam ni untuk episod 110 Beach 1000 Year Blood War. Diharapkan penonton di rumah terhibur dengan ulasan dan banter kami malam ini. Just kepada ini message lebih bukan afterthought, as a footnote. So kepada penonton di rumah yang mungkin on the fence memikirkan jika siri ni worth following, I mean, you know, if you are new watcher of Bleach or wanting to read the story, selepas mendengar ulasan hari ni, saya sarankan go and check it out because you know, make up your own mind. Bukan semua siri anime atau manga perfect. Untuk saya, I mean, as much as my esteemed panelist friends here, there are layers in the stories, goodwill building, development of character yang lebih kepada aspek kehidupan seharian, mungkin yang tak begitu fancy ke apa ke. Tapi, and then there's a variety of interesting power skills and skill levels, benda-benda yang macam, and then banyaklah benda dia. Tapi as I said, as we have illustrated in our discussion, it's not all perfect. I mean, there's like ada juga some downers ke apa, tapi I think we all can agree lah, there's quite a lot of good things as well. And you know, it is not number 2 in Mel for a reason, for no reason. I mean, apparently it's in top 10. Aku terkejut. Aku ingat it wouldn't be top 10 popular in it is at number 10, but it was still top 10 in Anime News Network level. So
Bleach top 10.
Yeah.
Anime
News Network.
Anime News Network, really?
Ya, bukan mingguan perdana ke?
Wow,
bukan,
that's interesting, man.
Bukan Anime News.
Top 20 aku percaya. Top 20 shonen aku percaya. Top 10.
Tapi biasalah.
Top 20 shonen aku percaya. Top 10.
Anything with regards to ranking at the end of the day, I always take it with a pinch of salt lah.
Yeah.
Aku tak ambil Mel too seriously. Okay, fine, it's number 2, but kalau kau tengok number 1 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, so I don't care lah if any of you who's watching here who are friends. No, it's a good anime that I haven't read nor watched, but it is, people say it's a good gateway untuk shonen kalau kau nak tengok.
Bro, I like Brotherhood, but I'm pretty sure it's biased Because of the fanboys bombing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Kalau kau tengok dalam ranking dia nombor 1 tu, orang yang vote for it is 3.9 juta ahli MAL. Tapi I mean, it might be people making fake accounts or whatever. Tu satu. Masa Bleach naik number 1 at one point, Bleach ada 390,000 je. So dia above Bleach by 0.01 score.
Wow.
So Bleach is number 2 itu. Tapi untuk aku kan, dia macam FMMP dah habis berapa puluh tahun dah. But then again, yalah. But then again, people could argue it's an all. Tapi macam kita tahu sikit macam banyak ke anime bagus dalam dunia ni, and not all anime is shonen. So to aku, so at the end of the day, kalau kita tengok kat website pun orang cakap this is my top 10, tapi everybody top 10 is tempered by what they have seen, what they like. So you can't, so there's no rule. But
aku sebab tu kalau ranking ni, aku prefer jenis ranking yang macam tak payah ni. Kau letak je top 10 animes I've watched, ataupun terus kau terus bagi a very narrow genre, so it's easy to be objective. Top 10 shonen fighting manga. Okay dah, settle. Dah senang. Sangat senang.
Aku ini tak tahulah whether you guys are, but this was the thing I was asking Nick about. Have a think about it. I was thinking of actually not just anime division dalam BuzzPop, tapi have you heard this concept called the 3x3?
Tak.
I don't know whether it's worth one day kita sit around do like a stream, like a 3x3 is basically you kau ambil 9 gambar of your top 9 animes, katalah, regardless of genre, and so it could be shaped by what you like, what you love. I mean, a lot of people do it just to
in Instagram they do it kan?
Yeah, they do it in Instagram.
Okay,
tapi kalau dalam comment section, it will be like kalau kawan-kawan kita macam banter atau macam shit on it, bukan je macam gaduh. Nak buat, kita bukan nak buat bergaduh, tapi kita nak macam
gaduh.
Itu kalau tak kenal. Apalah, tapi I don't think kita gaduh this past 3 hours. I think it's just an exchange of, I don't know. I don't feel
aku dah declare sia. I know which part of the which side of the fence I'm in. Aku dah bagi tahu sia. Aku dah tahu. Aku
aku fanboy.
Actually, in all fairness, I think Anri kat sini is the most paling masak. Bukan balance, dia paling masak dengan tropes, dengan all
he's not easily impressed. Put it that way.
Because he's seen enough and he's seen through all, and he watches a wider range of things lah. So macam Kudo, you are closer to Shazli in the sense where you like what you like, and then you take it as is. Aku pula
and that's why I review what I like, because I don't go out of the way
something you don't like. You're not gonna spend
I don't
time.
go out of the way to aku nak buat lah bedah Shannon Ahmad punya ranjau sepanjang jalan. No.
I get it, and which is macam aku pula, I'm a mixture of like I watch what I like, but occasionally I veer out because dan aku akan ada aku punya favorites lah. So benda tu is fine. I
and then aku suka cool. Engkau punya ni, okay, here goes the ass kissing. Tak, you are a writer, and I really value points. For example, sometimes benda aku tak nampak, orang lain tak nampak kan. So that kind of viewpoint is also valuable, and as opposed to who can beat Goku. but can Zaraki beat Goku? I'm sure you know.
Like I think kalau kita buat that 3x3, I think it will be fun personally for me, sebab I would defend Dragon Ball Z in a way that I never thought I would, because there was a phase bila aku tengah baca Bleach, aku macam Bleach is just the new Dragon Ball Z, and I held that view for over 10 years until recently aku macam belek balik, aku macam tak lah. If you want to talk about Majin Buu arc and Cell arc, I can give you the I can understand, and I can be apologetic for you. I can forgive you for having that view. But if you take it from the entirety, from pre-Z to Z, then you cannot, because it's not that trope.
Yeah, I've met Jamal 3 times now, but Andri, I think I met you just the once. But I remember yang masa kita makan kat Abadi tu, and then I was like listening to you. Dalam kau cerita kat aku, Jamal, aku macam nak aku nak cakap kat budak ni aku tak tengok Dragon Ball, aku anggur.
This is the
kau dok Frieza. Ini aku macam
no,
aku balik rumah Frieza. Oh, Mamat ni.
No,
itu aku tanya. Andre, Frieza yang hijau tu. Nope.
Yang purple guy.
Yang pakai
the purple guy.
Yang pakai sorban macam Tok Haji tu. Nope. Betul putih. Yang macam cicak ada purple.
Bantu aku. Tu karakter aku, Piccolo.
Oh, Piccolo. Itulah. Tapi tadilah Frieza dengan Cooler, aku first time tahu sial dia pakai nama.
No, okay, this is the funny bit Aku sekolah Cina tau. So when I was reading, they will always phonetically, they are Chinese in Mandarin, they will phonetically write Fulaisa or something like that lah.
Fulaisa.
So bila engkau you read it in Mandarin and then you encounter your first proper Japanese romanized punya writing.
Shit, you can read kanji then.
Tak, aku tak boleh. Tak, ni Japanese romanized meaning Frieza dia phonetically spell like Frieza. So when I encountered that for the first those spellings, those names in English for the first time in around form 1, form 2, aku macam so these are the actual names as how it's supposed to be. So I thought
in Japanese
in Japanese, exactly. So aku thought Frieza punya abang Kurara, I keep saying this is Kurara. So I thought this is like some Japanese name whatever.
Punya Cooler.
Lepas tu aku tengok lah and then as internet aku masuk uni ada internet, aku macam Cooler fuck this shit, some stupid English person.
Rupanya betul.
That was what I felt for a long time, for 20 lebih tahun. And then after that I realised macam banyak juga pakai Cooler ni Americans. And I was at peace with that shit.
Yeah.
I was at peace with that shit. Oh yelah, sebab dia akan alih suara, sebab US akan ada dub. Dia mana nak tengok sub? Fucking uncultured swines. Lepas tu sembang dengan Syaz. Lepas tu Syaz, Syaz ni, the cool thing about him is sometimes the random things that he knows is on point. Yang because 2 out of 3 times he will just share things randomly. The one time when he shares the random fact that is a fact, kau macam no lah. So he was like telling me, tak betul, Toriyama cakap this is based on Frieza, based on Cooler, based on vegetables. Tipu. Pergi Google. So he actually tak puas hati, dia Google lah kat mamak. Aku pun Google. Oh fuck, it is true.
Macam Gohan. Gohan tu nasi. Gohan is rice.
My cultured ass yang ingat macam no, it's Frieza. No, it's actually Freezer. Tapi sebab Jepun punya pelak Furiza.
Yes.
So Cooler is actually Cooler. So aku macam, oh my god, my childhood just like.
Tapi yang benda-benda kodok wax lyrical all this while, is it just Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z?
Z is where everybody is attached to.
Yes.
I start baca masa just before Z. Meaning aku baca sebelum Z lagi. Aku baca masa
Dragon Ball. You mean yang masa Goku budak?
Yes, yeah. Correct. Yes. For me,
that the better one or what?
The payoff is Z, tapi for you to get that payoff in full, kau kena baca dia budak.
Tak, because aku tengok.
Let me just give you a short version of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is when Goku was a kid until he's 15. When he's 15, he get married to Chi-Chi. That is the end of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z is when he appears back and he's 18, dah ada anak dia, and this is where he fights all the space guys, the Saiyans. Yeah.
So
Saiyan ni in Z lah, but not in Dragon Ball.
That hasn't been disclosed yet.
Actually, as a matter of fact, kau takkan dapat Saiyan ni dah. Sebab apa? Satu, it happens only on OVA because of Broly, and number 2, GT is GT, and Super.
Orang kutuk GT pasal shit.
It's Dragon Ball that was hijacked.
Yeah, dia hijack dan orang tu buat fanfiction dan dia rasa dia buat fanfiction tu best.
Oh my god, tak malu.
In fairness,
Toriyama bagi ke?
Toriyama was never involved. Sebab tu bila Super came back and Toriyama punya involvement ada, sebab tu everybody macam kata, "Yay, Dragon Ball Z is back." And then Super is Super. Aku tak suka Super. because I felt that it was too late and it went on a tangent that is not needed. Tapi tak apa, itu it's for another day. So for me, the Bleach is the Dragon Ball Z of its time. That is the biggest credit I give to Bleach, not even Naruto. Because Naruto punya world building semua tu Dragon Ball Z tak banyak sangat. Because Dragon Ball Z punya power system dengan Naruto punya power system lain. And Naruto for me the biggest value is the power system.
Because hari tu masa mula-mula kita orang start this, bukanlah argument, discussion yang aku buat video 26 minit. Betul, aku biasalah bila aku tak pada exposure kat benda ni, aku nak defend myself pun susah other than because I like it. But so macam bila Syah cakap, oh ramai sangat orang, betul aku fikir balik later on, bukan Dragon Ball Z ramai orang. bukan Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, that's another one. Ya Allah. Tapi yalah, to everyone their own. Anyway, so okay, just to continue on lah. So kami berharap penonton di rumah akan kembali. So hopefully 25 hari bulan 12, but we'll keep you updated at about same time 9 o'clock. Untuk pengakhiran core kedua Spy Family, because by next weekend it's done and dusted. And Jump Festa hari ini dah announce yang Studio Cloverworks
season
with green light, second season is green lit, and there'll be a film next year. Apparently, if I read the translation correctly, it's an original story by Tetsuya Endo. So because aku terfikir juga, could they have fitted that particular story in the manga, but then again takut nanti tak cukup cerita untuk season 2, because at the moment pun dia punya cerita keluar sekali keluar satu chapter every 2 weeks. So rasa macam wow, that's not a lot. 26 chapters in 2 weeks. That's so.
My guess is the film will be a filler, a story.
It's original. Dia filler lah. Maknanya.
And it's because of this, the money.
Of course. Tapi let's hope lah, because dia kata Tetsuya Endo will write it, so he will hopefully because at the end of the day, kalau kau tengok cerita from an overarching view pun, Spy Family is a bunch of fillers. Dia ada satu background je, Operation Strix. Because they can stretch it or shorten it as much as they can, as they want. But yeah, from the looks of it as well, since next Saturday will be the last episode, and as we have correctly mentioned in our previous Bedah for Core 1, it will end at the bit where I thought it will be. So that's good. Yeah. Oh, dah tengok semalam? That's your favorite. You wanted more Black Belt, right? Did you watch it yesterday?
I haven't watched it yet.
Go watch it. Your dream has come true. So anyway, last words kepada anda yang baru ke sesi kami, jangan lupa untuk melanggan, berkongsi dan tenyeh butang like untuk kedua-dua laman YouTube STOMACHOFCHAOS dan BuzzPopTV, laman pop culture suka ramai Malaysia. So terima kasih sekali lagi.
Dah gelak bersama kami. Kau cakap tenyeh butang.
We forgot to mention Ichigo, right?
Ada lagi.
Yeah, okay. He's a Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan. Dia bukan second Super Saiyan.
Tinggal jam 42 minit.
Dia dah achieve Super Saiyan 6. Sebelum dia achieve Super Saiyan 6 tu, on the way to number 4, on the way to number 3, dia buat macam Frieza. Dia dah boleh tukar, dia boleh morph jadi form lain.
Yes.
Aci lah, benda-benda aku haram tak faham nak counter muka.
And he is also the lost Sailor Senshi.
Bodoh, I
said my last words. Tengok Bleach. Yes. So
okay lah. It is
to complete the Ichigo sentence. Dia adalah semua tu yang ingin protect kawan-kawan dia. Dah, okay.
Okay.
So, menerangkan channel saya hari ni, also Korea sama Desta. So, thanks again to Andri and thanks Jamal for this lively session as expected. So, dan saya Kudo Maharizu, ijo desu, mata tode. Okay, see you guys next week, guys.
Alright.
Selamat malam.
Bodoh.